This episode of Nintendo Pow Block is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support Nintendo Pow Block and the Boss Rush Network, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network and see which tier is right for you. Thanks for your continued support. Hello everybody, welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host and Lite excited. Eddie V, joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick. Hello, good sir.
Hey Ed, how's it going?
It is going well. We have 3 weeks or 4 weeks for PAX West for the Boss Rush team. We would get into some things that I was saying haven't made the week enjoyable. We will get into that later.
You're telling me.
But I'm so excited for the guests that we have. And so I gotta, of course.
Are they guests at this point? Are they
well, one of them is making their debut as a guest. And another one who was on here a couple of weeks ago is making a return, and I'm so happy that they are here. So, of course, I got to introduce our first guest. Everybody, you know he's the Doc That Rock. My PlayStation bro him. We could have did an expression pass last time we talked for like 2 hours after the show, but we didn't record it. Everybody, please welcome the one, the only, Austin. How are you doing, sir?
I'm now realizing that if you're watching the video version of this, it's going to be like two totally different people because I had all my hair cut off since then. So it's going to be really confusing. It's going to be just another awesome twin.
It was his twin.
And everybody, we are finally got this guest on our show. I'm so excited to happy that he was here. He is one or was one of the co-hosts of Crossroads PlayStation, along with Austin and LaRon. He is a content creator, a phenomenal photographer. His work is beauty. It's speechless at sometimes. Everybody, please welcome the one, the only, Andre Wilson. Hello, good sir.
Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? I've been on the Boss Rush pod. I was a co-host for Crossroads. It's my first time on Pow Block, which I'm excited for because I'm a big Nintendo fan. But yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Ed, Corey, I've known them for quite some time. Austin, I think we were on a pod a couple times together.
There was definitely some cross travel between the crossroads.
Oh yeah. At this point, it's like a multiverse of just podcasts. I've just like traveled to each universe. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be on another one of Corey's endeavors, and you might see me on some more. But yeah, no, excited to be here. Excited to be with the boys, and happy to be talking about my favorite system.
This is the oldest endeavor.
Is it actually?
Andre. Yeah.
Is this like one of the first ones that you started?
This is so here's how it worked. Long story short.
Yeah.
The first group I started was called DNA, and there was the DNA podcast, which was kind of like what the Boss Rush podcast is now.
Okay.
And then there was DNA Weekly Strike, which was my first Destiny podcast.
Oh, I think I've heard you talk about that. Yeah.
And then we were doing a full YouTube slate of shows, and Pow Block was like started as a YouTube show.
Oh, no way.
And then people I was doing stuff with didn't really want to do it anymore.
Okay.
And so Ed and I turned it into a podcast, and it's been running since 2016.
That is great. Yeah, I think I actually saw a Twitter post, and it was like 404th episode, and I was like, that is more commitment than I think I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, so this is the longest running one.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Whoa. What's going on over there, Ed?
If you want to race in this
Sounds like-
hot weather,
Sounds like
let
the
them race.
Formula One race over there. Holy moly!
Th-
Yeah.
This,
Well, yeah, that's,
this episode is 404, correct? This is
It
episode
sure is
404.
404.
Oh man,
That's
hope
cool.
it's found
Episode not
later.
found.
Hope it's found.
Ha ha!
Man, I remember Wendy's used to have their 4 for 4.
Oh.
Oh man,
This is
now
not
they got
bad.
the biggie bag. The biggie.
Yeah.
bag.
Remember when they tried to get rid of the term biggie because they thought it was offensive to fat people?
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
They
so
call
like
it
out
the
of
fatty
pocket,
sack
too.
now.
I was like, this is Wendy's. What do you? This is where we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. So wait. So now it's called the fatty pack, but they were concerned about Biggie. That
No.
No.
Oh, I thought you
no.
said fatty pack, and I'm like, that's worse.
I did.
What?
I did. I did say that. That's not true though.
Okay, I thought it was. I was like, that's worse.
Oh, I was about to say Austin calls it the fatty pack. You
Mm,
know, we call it the biggie bag still.
yeah.
But shoot, when Wendy started the 4 for 4, it made them money like crazy because with them being late night, people getting out of the movies. Like if you was getting out of the movies like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and Wendy's was right across the street,
What's
you would
the
see
first
a
thing you're gonna
big
do?
line.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're gonna do, right?
You was going to Wendy's or Taco Bell. That was it.
Mm.
Taco Bell. I miss
Man,
Taco Bell.
Man,
I could really go for a cheesy gordita crunch right now.
Crunch Wrap
Yeah.
Supreme fries, Baja Blast, baby. Easy.
I stick with my regular Mountain Dew. So before we get into the show, Austin, how have you been doing?
oh, I've been great. It's hot. It's so hot. I'm so. It's so hot out here. I work in like 100-degree weather all day, so now that I'm in the AC, I can't complain about anything. It's great.
It
I love
rained
DC.
yesterday. It rained yesterday, and now just the humidity is
Ugh.
unbearable.
Mhm.
here.
That's gross. Yeah, like in Vancouver, it is. Oh, sorry, it's like it's very hot, but it's cloudy, so it's just muggy outside. So like you walk outside, and it's like walking through like a foggy like wall of just like musty air, and it's gross. Like it's gross. I'm just like I don't want to be outside at all.
This is why we perfected climate control and air conditioning in the house. We don't have to go
Perfect.
outside anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah,
I have a window. I have a window in my basement. It's over there. It looks, it's like this big. I can see when it's light and when it's dark out. That's all I need.
Yeah, like for my camera stuff, I have my camera right here, but then beside it is the window. So if I want more natural light, I can have it, or if I just want like my normal light, it's behind it. But yeah, same thing. I have like a light in my room, so it's nice. Or pardon me, a window.
And Andre, how have you been doing?
I've been good. I've been just enjoying the games that have been coming out. Content has been good, and other than that, my normal 9 to 5 has also pardon me, has also been good.
That's good. And Corey, how have you been?
Well, up until yesterday, I was doing pretty good.
I feel like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Bungie stuff is really man.
I saw a comment on what it was the first post about them laying stuff off, and the top comment, someone commented and they're like, "Oh, this game's dead," and I was like, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I think I dropped more F-bombs on Tower Casuals last night than
Did you?
than I have in like
I don't think
the entire run of the show.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I might have to go listen to that.
Oh,
Just
man.
an unhinged Corey. That's
Oh.
great.
Yeah, it gets loud.
And I think the thing about it, because me and Corey was like kind of talking about it, but I don't know if it's true, but now does Sony own them now, Corey, because of the financials or with the layoffs and stuff? Are they at a point that Sony now fully owns them? Because somebody was talking about like it was a contract thing, and someone put it in their story.
I mean, at this point,
It's
probably.
It's not fully confirmed yet. Nothing has really been confirmed. Pete Parsons still the CEO. Luke Smith is out. Mark Noteworthy is out.
I heard they quit on their own accord though.
They did not. They were laid off.
Okay, because I saw on the Twitter that
I triple checked because I wrote the story for Boss Rush today.
Okay.
GameSpot, IGN, and Video Games Chronicle all reported that they were part of the layoffs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I've seen them both in like when new expansions are coming out. I will, I've seen them talk about it. So to see them go, plus with like everyone else, For those who don't know, Luke Smith is the Destiny franchise director, like oversees the entire franchise.
Mm-hmm. He took over when he got there.
He's been at
Bungie. He was at one up. He was at oneup.com, and then he left one up while they were still going and ended up at Bungie.
Yes, he's been there. He's been there since Halo 3. He was the raid designer, the original raid designer. He is how you kind of perceive raids in Destiny. He created Vault of Glass. Him and his team created Vault of Glass. And
I have a question.
King's Fall, and he took over as franchise director right after the Taken King came out, or right when the Taken King came out.
Didn't he? And please correct me if I'm wrong, Corey. Didn't he like just get promoted?
No, he's been the franchise director for a while, at least since Rise of Iron. At least maybe before then.
Because he was in some of the Destiny showcases, like the Rex, and he was like speaking.
Showcase, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. You know the iconic, the big F and 2? That's him. When Destiny 2 was announced. He's on stage in the big F and 2, and there's just this giant 2 behind him.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Also, like literally like a month and a half ago, he was on video saying, I can't wait to tell you about the future of Destiny 2 and beyond. And it's like, great, can't wait. And now it's like,
that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. I was like, didn't we just see this guy be like, hey guys, the future's bright?
Yeah.
That's
that's what literally about 6 weeks ago.
So, yeah, no kidding.
That's why everybody's been talking about with the CEO buying like those cars and stuff with his own personal money.
Yeah,
the
thing is like I understand why people are mad because that makes him look really bad. It's not like he's paying these people with his own money. That's
right. That's separate from what happened.
I'm not trying to defend like him or anything, but like it's not like he was like spending the employee's salary money that was coming from high up, right? Like he can do what he wants with his money. He made like $500 million off of the Sony deal, right? So like good for you, right? But like still there's a lot of issues with the executive leadership team over at Bungie and Sony. If by the time this episode comes out, we might have more news, right? This is Friday and this episode comes out on Wednesday. So, like, we might know by then. But as of right now, Sony has not 100% taken over. Although I have heard Herman Holst has made quite a few, we'll say phone calls. So we'll see. But the Destiny community is definitely scared. I've been talking to Lord Cognito behind the scenes about some of this stuff, and he seems pretty like
worried.
Not worried, but like Destiny's not going to be the same, right? And I reached out to a few people that I know or knew at Bungie to see like if they would comment on anything going on. Nobody's gotten back with me yet, and I doubt they will. But
yeah,
humble flex by Corey.
I told Corey, I'm like, this may be the end of Destiny. I'm like, I want to see what Marathon does, but I really feel like this may be the end of Destiny.
Well, Paul, so I don't mean to make this a whole Destiny show, everybody. Sorry, but this is like how Bungie has laid these people off is going to ripple through the industry, right? So, it's kind of tangentially important, right? Because Microsoft kind of did the same thing, and a couple of these other companies have done the same thing. And so, you know, Destiny is, they're very clearly transitioning from a yearly expansion to what they're calling small content packs, which is going to be about the size of like Curse of Osiris and Warmind, and not Final Shape size for the time being, right? Which we kind of assumed based on the way that episodes are going, which is probably kind of what we're going to get, are these episodes until they're ready to do something. Paul Tassi came out with a video today, which I know a lot of people in the Destiny community are mixed on Paul Tassi in general, but I tend to think he's right about some things, and I don't have a problem with him, but like, he came out and said that, and Cog said the same thing, was like, they need to go, Destiny probably just needs to, after the episodes, their current announced episodes are over, Destiny needs to go away for a while, and Bungie needs to be all hands on deck for Marathon. Make Marathon the best it can possibly be, and in 4 or 5 years come out with Destiny 3 and make it the best possible game it can possibly be.
I agree.
And I don't disagree. I think that would be what's best for Bungie, what's best for PlayStation, is to make sure Marathon is the best it can possibly be. I think there has been way too much up and down with Destiny over the years, that the Final Shape is an amazing expansion to go out on, and it just needs to stay quiet for a while. Push these small content packs out, keep these episodes coming out, tell some stories that aren't like universe killing or universe affecting, right? But yeah, especially with they lost 45% of their team in the last 8 months. Like,
yeah,
you gotta.
This is the second round, I think, of layoffs.
Yeah, and it's not just the layoffs, right? Like, last time it was 108 people got laid off in October. This time it was 220, plus 155 people being integrated into Sony SIE proper, plus another 75 people that they are spinning off into a studio to work on one of their incubation projects in a new studio that Sony has not announced yet. So, I mean, they still have a lot of people there. 850 people is not a small studio by any stretch, right? But which I have a lot of questions on why they had 1,500 people working at Bungie in the first place, because they have one game. But that's a conversation for a different day, right? Like,
off topic. I mean, off air.
I'm still questioning why they still have 850 people working on 2 games. Okay, like,
right.
The way that I kind of see it is like, to backtrack off what Corey said, I think the game, after like the 3rd episodes, your guardian goes back to the tower. He or she says bye to everyone, like, thank you for everything, and then they take their backpack, they take their shit, and they just fly off into the solar system, and that's how the game ends. That's it. Well, and like you said, the game just needs to kind of, for the game's health and for the company, the game needs to stop. And it sucks. It really sucks, because the grinding, the friendships, everything will be gone. Well, not the friendships,
that's so you say that, but that's not 100% true. Look at World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy are on a 2-year cycle with their major expansions, and they have small content drops throughout the year, right? Destiny could totally survive on that. They've just set the precedent of, we're going to put out a major expansion every year. Yeah, they don't have to do that. They can come out and say, look, we understand that, we have set this precedent of putting a new expansion out every year. With everything that's come out, that's happened at the studio recently, with, us working on another game, theoretically 2 other games, we need to slow down on Destiny content. That doesn't mean we're going to take it all away 100%, but they are going to be smaller drops until we can figure out what the next expansion is going to be, right? It could be 2 years from now. It could be 3 years from now. I don't think Destiny 3 is coming. I think they're going to just continue with Destiny 2 and adding on to that at this point. But they can take a break from releasing an expansion next year, especially if Marathon's supposed to come out in that time frame that a Destiny expansion was supposed to come out.
Because I'm thinking, what, next year for Marathon?
Yeah, next
year,
spring-ish, May-ish, somewhere in there. So
yeah, it's a weird time to be a Destiny 2 player because it's like there's people, I've seen it, people are like unmotivated, people keep playing it. It's like it's the quote same content. Like I used to play it all the time. I don't know if Corey still does, but I used to play it all the time. I haven't touched the game in over, like, I won the Final Shape DLC from a contest for free, and I still haven't beaten it, only because like it's just,
oh, it's so good though.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So,
I probably should, but like it's Destiny is in a weird place. That's all I can say.
I agree with you. It's in a strange place, especially because episodes are, at least this first one is kind of worse than the seasonal model, in my opinion. In terms of like the way they're dropping the story, the way that kind of like the amount of content you get with it is decent, and the end game, the end game grind is Battlegrounds again.
Oh god.
You know, I mean, Battlegrounds have been the end game thing for like 3 or 4 years at this point.
No.
You know, I mean, they have another mode too, right? But like, you can only do that mode so much. I forget what it's called. I just don't care what it's called. But you know,
Austin, do you have something to say?
Well, no, I'm totally in agreement with Corey. I think if, you know, Destiny goes away for a little bit, make people miss it. Plus, you can have, you know, Sony bought them for not just the game, but Destiny wanted to be with Sony for the expanded stuff, movies, shows, whatever, anime, whatever they're going to do. You could have all that ready and revamp that thing, have it ready to go. Plus, you can just change people's expectations about releasing content so much. Like,
yeah. And you can figure out a better way to onboard new players, which is the biggest problem Destiny has.
Yeah.
I mean, the Final Shape sold less. It sold about 60% of what Lightfall did, according to reports.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And the player drop apparently is like higher than what Lightfall was. Which is fine, because everybody, like a lot of, especially content creators out there, are like, Final Shape is where I'm jumping off. You know, I'm going to play the Final Shape. I want to see how this all ends. I want to see how it wraps up, and then I'm done. Right. And a lot of people stuck to that. And
yeah, I had some friends that said the same thing. They're like, I may not play a lot, but once the Final Shape drops, I started the journey, I'll finish it, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's the sad thing too is, like, even though the season is kind of mediocre, I think the story they're telling is actually really good with like Saint and the Vex and like the conductor and everything.
Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Maya Sundaresh.
Whoa! Spoiler.
Yeah. Which, spoilers, Cade used to be her bodyguard. So shout out. Micah 10. Shout out to Micah 10. So anyways, Destiny characters, everybody.
That's where you must be.
Yeah. But anyways, we could talk about this all day. I have already talked about it 4 times this week. So.
Damn.
Well, everybody, we're going to get into some housekeeping. If you want to support Nintendo Pow Block and our other podcasts, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. Subscribing to tiers on our Patreon can grant you perks like the new exclusive post shows, voting rights for Spoiler Cast and Video Game Book Club, exclusive questions threads for Spotlight Podcasts, early access to After Dark, and more. As always, though, your viewership and listenership is enough for us. Subscribe to the Boss Rush Network on YouTube and like this video. If you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or even if you don't, leave us a rating and a nice review on those platforms. You can find all of us You can find all of our betters, features, list of codes, reviews, and more on our website, bossrush.net. I almost did it perfect, but
Like the video.
Man,
yes.
Our website is so broken. I don't understand why it's so broken all the time. It's broken.
Well, it could be like Game Informer right now.
Ooh,
To be fair,
shade.
when you only have one page, it should work.
Fair.
Sorry, that was mean. That's too soon. I'm sorry.
Corey,
Well,
take that back.
we do have some current content you guys can check out. Corey has his Fun and Games episode where he talks about Hellblade 2, so you can check that out.
Yeah, I've also started putting all of our guest appearances on the website and on our YouTube channel in a playlist, so you can check them all out there too.
Yes. I will be having some more content out next week, everybody. From this Friday. There's some interviews that I have from PAX East that I have finally get a chance now to write and put out because my work schedule has been bunkers, topographics bunkers. So I will be putting some of that out for you guys to read in the coming weeks. And like I said, me, Corey, Stephanie, Pat, and David will be at PAX West this year. So I'm super excited for all the interviews we're going to be doing, games that we're going to be playing. Stephanie is going to be at a quiz show, so we're going to go support that. And hopefully we get to meet one of our, I should say, former host of Crossroads, Nelly. She's going to be there. So hopefully we all get to meet up with her. So with that, everybody, it's time for Snacktendo. And Andre, since it's your debut, what have you been snacking on?
So the other day, after the gym, I went to go to my local grocery store. I was picking up some things for, health and all that jazz. And I walked down the snack section and I was like, I don't want to pick anything up because I'm trying to eat healthy. And I have been addicted to Oreos lately. I don't know why. Oreos are so good. So I looked at the Oreos and I'm like, no. You know what? I'm going to make a conscious decision to not get them. And then I saw cinnamon bun Oreos and I said, well, that was a good run. And then I bought them. So I have been, and they are on my desk. So when I'm just working on content, I will just snack on them. They are always here. The kids don't eat them. My fiance doesn't eat them. They're just mine.
The funny thing is, I think you're the only ones that have them. They're not here in America.
Really? Oh, dude, they're so good. They're so good.
I have not. We got cinnamon or Cinnabon, I should say. We got that in our like the coffee ones, like the cups, the K cups. We got that, and then like the milk for seniors and stuff. I cannot think of it. Like the diet milk for seniors and stuff. Yeah, they have a cinnamon flavor for that, and for people who are diabetic, they have kind of flavor for that.
But yeah, cinnamon bun, and just like cinnamon buns in general, I'm just like I can't say no to one. They're so good.
I love cinnamon.
But yeah, cinnamon bun Oreos has been my snack for the week.
All right, Austin, what have you been snacking on?
Well, now I just wish I had cinnamon bun, Oreos.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's all I can think about now.
Dude, so good.
But I think I talked about it a couple weeks ago when I was last on here that we were talking about Raising Cane's chicken sauce.
Yeah.
And that Walmart has a knockoff version. Well, I'm here to report I've tried it. I've tried the knockoff version. And it's not quite there, but it's the only thing I've dipped my fries in for the last 2 weeks. So it did its job. It did its job. So I can report that it's worth a buy. Good luck getting it. I've never seen it in stores. Like Katie, my wife, just ended up doing like a pickup order, and they just randomly had it in stock, and she was able to get one. And we tried to order another bottle, and nope, it's not happening. So you just gotta wait for it to happen. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. Other than that, not. I am also trying to be better about snacking. I have a terrible bad habit with snacking, so mostly I like just eat like crackers or stuff. Nothing huge lately. But I had a report on the sauce since I brought that up a couple weeks ago.
Nice. Great. What have you been snacking on?
Oh, geez. Well, let's see. What have I been snacking on? I guess I had some really good Chipotle last weekend.
Oh, I love Chipotle. God.
Our Chipotle has not been very good recently. Until like the last two times we went. It's been amazing. So I don't know what they did or what happened, but it's been like the best Chipotle I've ever had the last 2 times we've gone.
I usually get Chipotle after, so I've been trying to get into cardio a lot more. So when I go for my runs, I'll get Chipotle after, and it's just I usually go with a steak bowl. Man, it's just like
the burrito bowls be
God, it's so good.
Yeah. And then I have been having some we had some pizza and JoJo's at work, which was very good. They bought us pizza yesterday.
What kind of pizza?
Just one was like cheese and one was pepperoni, but
classic.
Really
Can't
good.
go wrong.
Did you say pizza and JoJo's or pizza from JoJo's?
Pizza and JoJo's.
What are JoJo's? What are these JoJo's?
Man, is this a regional thing? So JoJo's are like deep fried, like massive potato wedges, essentially, with like crunchy, crispy outsides.
So you had that and pizza?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that sounds
You know what? I think I have. We just call them, potato wedges here, but I think I have heard them called JoJo's now.
Where are you from, Austin?
I'm from Oklahoma, so
okay, because in Vancouver we also just call them potato wedges.
Yeah.
So it must just be like
here. Potato wedges and JoJo's are similar, but they're different.
Oh, interesting.
Because of the way they're breaded and cooked.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't really know how to explain the difference, but they are different. I mean, there's still potatoes and they're still cut into wedges, but
KFC used to sell potato wedges, but then they switched to fries. And the KFC potato wedges used to be the holiness of fries. And I'm talking about you would get that barbecue boneless wings and you would get those potato wedges. You were set for maybe the whole day, depending on when you got them.
Yeah. I looked up JoJo's now, and if it's the right stuff, there's like different places that make potato wedges. We have this like
those look good. Holy,
we have this chicken place called Charlie's Chicken here, and they make those, but they still just call it potato wedges.
Yeah, it's you always get chicken and JoJo's is what you get here. Chicken and it's like all one word. Chicken and JoJo's. It's not and JoJo's. It's just a letter in.
You know what? I kind of like it though. I'm gonna talk to Charlie here. I don't know Charlie, but I'll ask him and see if we can change that.
Hey, you've never met me, but can we change something on the menu?
Yeah, just the name, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I've been snacking on.
Okay.
What about you, Ed?
So we just got our our limited edition Hershey candy bars. We got a strawberry and cream, chocolate mint, and the chocolate mint Hershey bars is the ones that they used to sell during Easter back in the 90s and part of the 2000s. Like when Easter time came, there would be a mint flavor Hershey bar that was like a crunchy kind. Like it was really good with chocolate chips and stuff.
That sounds good.
So they had took it away and they used to they now just brought it back. And then we got a salted caramel bar. I haven't picked them up yet because we were supposed to get them 2 months ago. and somehow they got delayed. They're now just appearing in stores, so I'm going to be snacking on that. So I'll report on it next time. I'm looking forward to the strawberry and cream. I really want to see how that tastes because I had their strawberry ice cream Hershey Kisses, so I feel like it might be closer to that. But I will see and everything. I'm hoping they do it like the Lifesavers, strawberry creams, hard candy that they used to have.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that flavor, that they have. The mustard bomb big. I don't know, Austin, if you had the Hershey. I don't know if you had the yogurt flavor of the Lifesavers.
Do you have a Dollar Tree? Do you have Dollar Tree in your area?
Yeah, we got like $6 trees. We actually got one opening up right up the street across from our Starbucks.
So what I think you're
knows where all
talking
the
about
Dollar
is
Trees
the cream savers, the strawberry cream savers. They have a knockoff version at Dollar Tree. They have like ones with like strawberry, blackberry, and peach, I think, and it's pretty close. It's pretty close, and they're $1. So I mean, if it's
You can't go wrong, right?
It's just $1. So
yes, nice. I had some Domino's. I had a chicken parm, and they took off the pasta at our Domino's because they ran out. They ran out of pasta and salads. So when I was trying to get for the 2 for $6.99, I'm like, well, I got to figure something out. So I got a chicken parmesan, and then I got a half pepperoni, half sausage pizza for it. And
I love food.
that was good. The Mugs called me. They were just like, we're sorry, Mr. Varnell, but we don't have the salad. We don't have this. I'm like, well, substitute it for this and everything. So I fed my team at work and everything. So
no
but
pasta,
then
no salad. What am I supposed to eat at Domino's? What else is there?
I don't know. I had some crunchy salmon sushi rolls from the grocery store. It was really good. Once again, Tostitos, nachos, and their cheese when you're at the movie theaters quickly goes before a movie starts when they're in my hand.
Was that your cat?
Yeah, probably. He's dumb.
It's always the
extremely
cat
dumb.
just knocked over something.
He's so dumb.
My cats do the same thing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
He's
Everybody
dumb.
go see Deadpool
He'd be
and
all right.
Wolverine. That was such a good movie.
Yes.
He can't hit his head anymore.
Can we talk
Have you
about that
seen
for
it?
like 5 seconds?
Have you seen it, Austin?
Yeah.
Seeing what? Sorry, it froze for
Deadpool
a second.
Wolverine.
Oh yes,
Dude,
Deadpool
it's
and
so
Wolverine's awesome.
good.
It's so good.
So good.
Yes. Yeah. I just seen it this week. And man, I laughed. I enjoyed myself.
Okay,
with Chris
so we've
Evans.
all seen it. We've all seen
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Earlier I was
Spoilers,
gonna make
everybody,
a
for
joke.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, this is hard spoilers. So if anyone doesn't want to
Skip
hear
ahead
it,
like 5 minutes.
yeah.
Earlier, I was gonna make a joke that Andre was Boss Rush Jesus because he was talking about being in all the different shows, and
I am Boss Rush Jesus. That's right. I get it. But yeah,
man.
let me say, so this movie, okay, so story-wise, if you're looking for a really like in-depth story, I will say this is probably not like the most in-depth story you're ever gonna find. It's a good story. It's good from like A to B story. But if you're looking for action, comedy, and cameos, this is the film. This is honestly the film.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, it's such a campy film.
Oh my god, dude! Channing Tatum is Gambit. Oh, it's so good.
Who?
I did not.
who-
Hold on,
Who's your
Andrew.
favorite cameo?
Hold on, Andrew. I didn't even know that it was him because of me not realizing that about the Gambit movie that was supposed to happen years ago.
Oh,
I
bro.
didn't know that the way that I thought it was a completely different actor with this Louisiana somewhat accent, and I was just like, Gambit, what the heck?
He has wanted to play this character forever.
They greenlit his movie and they never made it.
They
in
did.
2014. There's a side by side picture of Channing Tatum in the Gambit t-shirt with Ryan Reynolds when X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, and they were all on stage together, and they were announcing like the Fox lineup of new X-Men movies, and he was supposed to play Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
And he wore the same shirt at San Diego Comic-Con when they did the Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
thing this year.
that same shirt.
It's the same shirt.
That's
He
so
saved it.
He must have that's commitment.
Yeah. I really hope he gets to play Gambit in whatever X-Men happens next, because he was really good as Gambit.
I liked him.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I will say
Jennifer Garner is Elektra. Oh, it was so good.
Okay, whoa. Wesley Snipes.
That was the best cameo when he walked out.
When he walked out, I was like, Wesley Snipes.
I knew it was Wesley Snipes, but then I was just like, dang, that looks somewhat like LeBron. What the heck? Like, if you look at it, like if LeBron dressed as Blade, they would look almost the same.
I'd pay money to see LeBron dressed as Blade.
When they started they were showing the characters start walking in when they were kidnapped right after that scene where they were kidnapped, and like you see like they play the Daredevil music for Elektra right from the Fox movies, and then you hear the Blade theme start playing before Wesley Snipes walks in, and I'm like, oh my god, he's Blade. I had no idea he was in the movie. Like
a lot of that stuff.
Did you think it was Marshall Ali or Snipes?
No, well, I assumed it was Wesley. I assumed it was Wesley Snipes, because it was all like it's all old characters or characters that never made it.
Oh,
right?
okay,
so,
got it. Yeah.
So I assumed it was him, but also I kind of figured it was him too, because him and Ryan Reynolds like notoriously hated each other on the set of Blade Trinity. Like they hated each other.
I saw an interview that like they've jokingly been like hating each other for like 2 years, and even in the film he's like I think Blade goes, I hate you, and then Deadpool goes, yeah, I know I know you do.
He's like, you always have.
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like, always have. And I was like, yeah, this is so good. It was so good.
Man, dude. In the last,
I love the Ben Affleck diss too. Jennifer Garner's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't need him.
yeah, that was good. And then like I think as a fan of the X-Men 90s cartoon, right, which I'm watching with my son, by the way.
Good.
How is
Good.
I've seen it all. Have you?
Yeah.
Or is,
Well,
okay.
not X-Men 97, like the original series.
Oh,
No,
pardon me.
The
Okay.
Fox News, Fox Kids.
I'm rewatching it leading up to X-Men 97.
Good. Okay, cool.
And so my son and I are watching it, and like as a fan of that, somebody who's been a fan of that since the 90s, when Hugh Jackman finally puts the mask on in the last 10 minutes of the film.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna cry.
When
I didn't even know that was part of his costume, because there were signs that I just didn't see.
Well, they never announced that he was gonna wear the hood, and like the way his hair is all the time, right? You're just like, oh well, you know, his hair are
Right.
it looks
right.
Yeah. When he put on the cowl, and then they did the shot where like he has the claws and he's like, "Urgh," and then Deadpool has his like guns, and like that shot, and then the sparks in the background, I was like, "This is it! Like this is why I'm here."
I thought I was gonna cry.
Yeah, I swear, I almost stood up and I was like, "Yes," but I just didn't. But I was like, "I will stand up and yell right now." Like that to me was like the best shot.
I think this movie being R-rated was needed for the comedy.
It had
and
to
for like and everything, because like, man, look, when he was he stole the remote thing, and when he was and Deadpool like jumped off, and the one big guy who was looking at Ryan Reynolds' butt and everything, I was just like, this is so stupid, but I love it because they slowed it, and then they was playing the music. I think Goo Goo Dolls' Iris at one point. I was like, this is so dumb. I busted out laughing, and definitely with Ryan Reynolds doing bye while killing everybody. I was just like, this doesn't make us for an intro
with Logan's skeleton.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people were pissed off about, but I was like, this is the funniest thing, because I know I'm in the minority, but I didn't really like Logan all that much, like at all.
See, I love Logan. Logan's like one of my favorite superhero movies ever, and I still loved it. I was like,
I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know why you could hate it. Like, I'm with Austin. Logan was one of the
I didn't say I hated it. I just said I don't really like it.
Oh, pardon me. The scene in Logan when he injects the serum and he's running through the woods screaming and like stabbing people, that scene lives rent free in my. It is one of the greatest scenes I've ever witnessed in a freaking movie because he is full throttle like the Wolverine in that moment. So for Deadpool to like do what he did with his skeleton, I thought was just, what was hilarious because like 10 minutes before that he had a tantrum because he's like, you mom, and he was freaking out, and then the next thing he's like, okay, now that I'm calm, I'm just a bit upset that I couldn't bring you back to light. Right? It was the context is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Logan yet because I love the Wolverine when he was in Japan. I love that movie. Just everything about that.
That's
the
great.
best, in my opinion.
Yeah, the thing that got me was when Ryan Reynolds started jumping to different universes. In the first one, he went to Logan's in the bar, I think drinking, and he's like a shorty, and he just like, oh no, I was just like, oh my goodness,
the comic accurate height Wolverine.
Yeah. And then Cavalrine was funny.
Yeah. Hey, from this angle, you look like, oh my god, it's the Cavalry.
We're gonna treat you much better than those guys down the street.
There are so many jabs at like other companies that I'm just like, man, that's crazy that you kept this in.
The way they did the 20th century.
Yeah.
The way they did 20th century while it's in the sand and everything. I'm like, oh, y'all just breaking the fourth wall for everything. That's why when Chris Evans turned into said flame on, I was just like, I forgot he was in the Fantastic Four movie, and I'm busting out laughing.
So the thing is like leading up to Deadpool, I watched all of the old X-Men and Fantastic Four movies. So I was like mentally in that Fox space, and like I didn't know Chris Evans was in the movie, first of all, and like when he jumps down, he has the black hood up. Well, you know which version of Captain America wears the black hood is Nomad when he like excommunicates himself from the military and goes out on his own and becomes like a vigilante, like Batman, essentially.
I actually thought it was Dr. Doom, and it was going to be
no, it's because
what's his name?
When he was on the water tower thing, he like talks to them, and then he points, and his arm is wrapped in like white, red, and blue. So I was like, holy cow, it's Captain America. And then he jumps down, and then they all surround him, and he's like, you're not gonna like what happens. And then Deadpool's like, oh, he's gonna say the thing. But I noticed Chris Evans was wearing a skin tight suit, and I was like, there's no way that this dude is about to say what I think he's gonna say. And then he yells flame on, and I was like, oh my god, it's Johnny Storm. I was like, oh my god, dude.
But what made it, this is what makes it really ironic and super funny, because they've been playing the new Captain American trailer, or with what's his name?
Yeah.
They've been playing the movie trailer for next year. So seeing that, it didn't see Chris Evans in the movie, you'd be like, wait a minute. Also, now.
Like, if you pay attention to all the screens in the TVA, aside from like the Thor shot, right, where he's like crying, like all those screens have some form of Captain America on them. And then when he's in the interview at the beginning, the Captain America shield is very prominently in the center of the screen. So like they're trying to get you, subconsciously thinking
I didn't
about
even
Captain
think
America.
about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And like obviously Chris Evans is so tied to Captain America, like nobody they've recast the Fantastic Four 3 times or twice since he was Johnny Storm. So like you're not even thinking that. And then
he looked a little bit smaller muscle wise.
Well, I mean, he's not working out to be Captain America anymore, and like he was so skinny playing Johnny Storm in the
he was, but I still loved him as Johnny Storm. I just
he was great.
His personality and everything was like well suited for it.
Yeah, but like you said, like his arm was wrapped in the red, white, and blue. He had the hood, the Nomad hood up, right, and he had like the black kind of, or that, like, I guess it was navy, but like, the dark kind of Nomad covering. And it was like, I thought it was some version of Captain America that was tossed away.
Yeah, like I was so convinced, but then again, the minute I saw his skin tight suit, I was like, no way. I was like, they wouldn't do that. And then when Deadpool was like, Avengers, and he goes, flame on, and Deadpool's like, "Excuse me," and he flies away. I was like, "Oh my god, it's Tony Storm."
And then the scene where they're like right after that, where like Sabretooth comes out, and they like they have been teasing that fight for so long in the trailers and stuff, and then it ends up just being like a 25-second like decapitation.
Is this your queen? Is this your queen?
Wasn't there Trick? Did you do something like moment that Deadpool said? He used to be word, but then he said something else after that. Like it was a ghetto term, or the way that he said it was really funny. He was like, "Trick, did you just do this?" And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" Like Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds' delivery in this movie really made it for me with the dialogue. It made it so funny when he was just like, when Wolverine just reads him to filth in the car, and Deadpool was just like, "I'm about to punch you." Like you're not about to.
After he just rips him a new one, he's like, "I'm gonna fight you," and he's like, "Yeah, right." And he punches him in the face, and then they just score. That was a hilarious scene. That was a pretty funny scene.
It did. No, what was they trashed the car?
Mm-hmm.
The girl from Logan gets in after they pass out, and then just drives off normally. I'm like, wait a minute, they've been fighting for hours. This car should have been Twisted Metal destroyed, and she just drives on off.
Honda Odyssey, man.
Wow. Yeah,
Thinking surviving
Honda Odyssey.
Oh, yeah,
man. And then like all the like the X-Men characters like Juggernaut and Toad,
Mephisto, Psylocke. Was she there too?
Azrael, Psylocke.
Lady. Oh, it's not Mephisto. It's Aziel. Thank you. I kept thinking it was Mephisto. Yeah.
Who else
Lady
was there?
Deathstrike.
No
Pyro.
Nightcrawler. I was a little upset. No Nightcrawler. Little upset, but
yeah,
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Pyro was there. Like, oh my god, it was
Toad.
just like, oh my gosh, this is
Toad. Did you guys notice any of the Deadpool, like the other extras for the Deadpool, like Lady Deadpool, Kid Deadpool, Cowboy?
Yeah.
Fun fact. So Kid Deadpool is played by Ryan's actual daughter.
Yeah.
And then the baby Deadpool, when it's like sitting, is played by their 1-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Lady Deadpool is Blake.
Yeah. Also, Cowboy Deadpool, voiced by Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
My wife looked at me in the theater and she's like, "I'm pretty sure that's Matthew McConaughey." Like,
when he spoke, I was like, "That really sounds like Matthew McConaughey." And
I didn't catch the voice. I really didn't catch the voice.
If you hear it, you'll instantly be like, that sounds like Matthew McConaughey."
Because when Deadpool kills like the Ryan Reynolds, like the samurai one, and everything, I'm like, okay.
How did I know he doesn't have regeneration? How did I know? How did I not know that?
All of that happens in and Hugh Jackman just gets up and be like, wait a minute, I'm gonna walk across, and they just all looked. I'm like, dang. And then the one shot kind of fighting happens. I was just like, okay, this is kind of cool. And I see what they go when they got into the bus. I was just like, oh, y'all just really went for it. I'm like, this is Spawn level of craziness of fighting, but I thoroughly enjoyed it and everything. And then the one guy comes out, Peter, and they're just like, Peter.
Peter's cool in every Deadpool universe.
Peter's just a man.
I was just like, what
in the beginning of the movie too.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, oh, his junk is showing. Oh my goodness, his VPLs. It's heavy. And I had to laugh. I'm like, this is some goofiness. But yeah, I think Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine is probably the best movie I've seen this year.
It's the best movie I've seen in probably like 5 years, in my opinion.
It's honestly one of the funniest, best movies I've seen in a long time. I'll be very honest.
Yeah. Oh man.
Austin, your thoughts?
Oh, I loved it. The last movie I saw in theaters, I think was the Ninja Turtle movie. So I don't see very many movies in theaters, but this was like one I'm like, I have to go see this one.
That's fair.
For good or bad.
Mutant Mayhem. I think that was the movie. The one
Mhm.
Seth Rogen did. Really good movie. Such a
Yeah.
good movie. With that one. So, well, I mean, everybody, that's the spoilers of Deadpool
We're
versus
gonna-
Wolverine.
Once LaRon sees the movie, we're gonna do a big spoiler cast for it. So
Oh yeah.
we're
And
waiting
people
on
are-
LaRon to see it.
And people have already did like second viewings. Like
I
they've
know.
been going back to go see everything to see like if they missed stuff and everything.
So good. So good.
It literally is just funny from the beginning. and
Also,
everything.
Hugh Jackman is ripped every single time I see him.
When
okay,
he was
that-
shirtless.
That scene was literally not needed, but I'm glad they put it.
Oh, it was needed. For me,
like
it was needed.
when he extends the claws and his shirt pops off, and he's just like, I'm talking washboard abs, and Deadpool looks back and he's like, okay. I was like, I was even like, look, I'm a straight man with a fiance. I still think that's good. You know what I mean? Like,
I needed it for me. I was just like, ooh, the hotness. Okay.
like that man is what, like 55, and he
58.
still looks like it. 58?
Well, no, he's not that old. Hold on. No, what was I looking up the other day?
I was just
Wow.
like, ooh, yes,
Hugh
yeah.
Jackman, 55.
Yeah, I'm like, for a
Yeah.
55-year-old man, that looks really good.
Actually, that's how Jason Statham is. It's like he's like, I think in his 60s, and that mug is ripped like crazy too. Oh man. So yes. So everybody go see Deadpool and Wolverine. It's such, get you some snacks. Go in. Don't worry about the story. The story is whatever. Go
Yeah.
for the comedy. Go for the campness. Go for the dumb stuff that's gonna make you laugh. Like it really is a movie just to take your mind off and just enjoy it for what it is. Like it's just such a fun ride. And like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, they did their thing. They really played the part of not liking each other very well, knowing that they both got regenerative powers. And the soundtrack is, like I said, the
Except for
soundtrack
Nice
is
Pool.
vomit. Oh, that is true.
Except for Nice
Yeah,
Pool.
the soundtrack is like amazing. I think they had Ironic from in there.
Yeah, that's so
But like I said, Iris from Google Dolls, Bye 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 from NSYNC, and everybody's doing the dance that Ryan Reynolds is doing. Or
did you
Deadpool.
see that the whoever runs NSYNC's Vivo account on YouTube?
I was just trying to find that out. Yeah, I know
They
exactly what you're
changed-
talking about.
They changed it to the song from Deadpool and Wolverine, the Bye 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 video.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
If you go on YouTube and YouTube NSYNC Bye Bye Bye, it says NSYNC Bye 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 official video from Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.
Well, everybody, it's time that we get into our segment called Playing with Power.
Oh yeah, I
Austin.
forgot.
Austin, what have you been playing with Power?
Okay, well, I've been playing a lot of college football. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
I've been playing
And
it almost
that's-
every day.
It's been one of the hottest sports games
One
ever
of it
since
is
it came
the
out.
hottest sports game.
10 years, man. Like 10 years. Like if Destiny took a 10-year break, this is the kind of craziness that could be happening. I mean, we were starving for college football, and I'm really just happy that it's back. You know, doing all the recruiting, and I have like a dynasty with like two of my brothers and all their friends, and like we've got like 10 people in a dynasty, and we're all keeping up with playing our games every day. I've got multiple things going on, so I'm really liking it. I did Road to Glory, and I like it. I'm not doing all the Ultimate Team stuff because I just can't. I don't want to spend money on cards and all that stuff. That's for the more dedicated people. But I'm just
The
enjoying that it's
elitists.
back. They don't even have to make another one. Like, they can make another one in 10 years again or something like that. This will satisfy me for a long time. So I'm very, very happy with it. In between there, I'm still playing Far Cry 6. I'm enjoying it a lot more. I'm getting closer to the end. This third section, like the third and final section I'm going through before I get to the like very end, I think is some of the best story stuff too. So I'm liking it a little bit more than I was a couple weeks ago. And then I play a lot of things. I have like ADD gaming where I just play so many different things. So I'm playing Monster Hunter Stories. I started that because I just wanted just a plain JRPG. So I started giving that a go. Oh, speaking of Marvel, I got a Marvel Rivals beta code. And playing that, and Concord is in trouble because the thing with Marvel is it's a lot. It's like there's a lot of balancing issues that need to be addressed, but they're already fixing a lot of it at the same time. Like the first so I got the code like a week and a half ago, and when I got on there, like Scarlet Witch is completely broken. Her ultimate was just completely broken. There's this I forget what his name is, but he's like Marvel's Aquaman.
Namor?
OP is yes, Namor. OP as heck. Like just straight up, like not even fair what he was doing. Venom was like extremely strong. There's clearly different characters that were like really strong. Magneto was super weak, which was kind of disappointing.
That's so odd.
And now people are playing as Magneto now because in a week they've already fixed a lot of the balancing issues. A lot of people are getting like, there's a lot of weird characters in there. So if you're like a really deep Marvel fan in there, like I don't know a lot of these characters. So if you're a deep Marvel fan, you're going to really enjoy it. I'm loving Venom. Spider-Man is like way too crazy to control for my taste. Because I mean, if you play as Spider-Man, just prepare to like be flinging yourself all over the map, like constantly moving. Like if you play Overwatch and you think like Tracer is a mess to keep up with, good luck keeping up with Spider-Man. Like it's insane his movement in the game, but it's pretty fun and it's free. Concord needs to be free. I talked about Concord 2 weeks ago. It's not going to happen. No one's paying $40 for it. And Valorant just came out today, so I'll probably be checking that out because a lot of Overwatch people, which I was for a long time, are kind of over Overwatch. We're looking for a new home. A lot of us are. They're even trying to get us back with the 6v6. I don't buy it. We'll see. We'll see if it happens. But so now's a good time now would be a good time to have a team-based shooter ready out. A lot of people made fun of PlayStation for making one. I don't think the problem was making one. I think the problem was making this one, making whatever you came up with, personally. So, I'm playing one other game, but I'm gonna wait till Corey talks about it because I saw it on his list.
Okay.
Corey, what have you been playing with Power?
So I've been since I made my list, I've been dabbling in a bunch of like weird Game Pass stuff, like Flintlock on Game Pass, which is like I don't really know how to describe it. People are trying to describe it as like a Souls-like, and it's definitely not a Souls-like. It's like I want to say it's like it kind of feels a little bit like a Darksiders-esque Outriders type, like that type of game where it's like it kind of wants to be AAA, but it's not quite AAA. It's like if Remnant met a Plague Tale Innocence in a way. Like
Oh.
that quality, I guess. Like the combat's really fun. Asterisks, there's 8,000 tutorials and they're like every time you go to fight, like I'm just like, just let me fight, just let me swing this axe I have, just let me like dodge roll around this enemy, fight them and move on. But no, you gotta like do the tutorial stuff. It's one of those games where like if you don't do the button combination correctly in the tutorial, they won't let you progress, and it's like incredibly infuriating because like part of the time your character is like too powerful to like do the button presses correctly before the enemy dies, and then like a new enemy spawns and you're like, what's going on? Just let me go. Just let me go. Which is sad because like I actually think like moving feels really good. Like the jumping, like the cool jumping mechanics that they have like two different types of jumps that are really cool. Like a generic double jump, and then there's like a what they call like a magic dodge jump, which like lets you kind of double jump in multiple directions, which is cool. The combat is pretty fast and fluid. It feels more like the combat actually feels more like Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you've played that. Is what the combat feels like now that I'm kind of sitting here thinking about it. But I don't know if I'm going to stick with it or not, mostly because the tutorials are annoying and I can't just get through the tutorials because like not because it's my fault, but because I can't just like get through them for some reason. So been playing a little bit of that. I've been playing a little bit of Disney Dreamlight Valley. The Mulan event's going on. Got a couple days left. Man, gotta get those dragon coins so I can turn them in and get my cool little Mulan training tent to put outside my house. So I've been playing some of that.
Committed.
I'm just saying, no Mushu though. No Mushu. I'm very upset. Like, because you can have like little pets follow you around and stuff, and they have the capybara from Encanto, and that's the one that I have following me around because it's my daughter's favorite movie. But no Mushu. I thought maybe Mushu would like follow me around, or at least some sort of little dragon, but not this time.
Or the cricket too.
I've been playing some Ocarina of Time for book club because that's our book club game this month.
I love that game.
This is the first time I've sat down to play it in like a real way in like 20 years.
What do you mean a real way?
I've only played through the entire game one time in my entire life. So long story short, Andre, I was playing Ocarina of Time when it came out. I played through it. I was in the Shadow Temple, and I didn't know that you could go back in time to finish the Shadow Temple as a child and then come back as an adult. So I was stuck, and I got really angry, and I stopped playing. And then I ended up getting Majora's Mask and finishing Majora's Mask before I finished Ocarina of Time.
Damn.
And I was like, I got to go back and finish Ocarina of Time. So I bought the guide for both games. And I finished Ocarina of Time. And then I went back to Majora's Mask and did the 100% run where I got all the masks, did all the trading, and then got the Fierce Deity Link, which was really cool.
Okay.
And that was the last time I finished Ocarina of Time, and I was like 12. I have played through like the beginning several times to try to get back into it. And I could just never, after the Great Deku Tree, I probably played through the Deku Tree probably 10, 12 times. I'm like, yeah, right. I'm into it. And then I just never go back.
That's fair. That's like me and Majora's. Like I beat it once.
Same.
I never got the Fierce Deity mask, but I kind of want to go through it again and do what you did and just try and get everything and get the mask, because it's just like it's the mask, right? So,
yeah.
It's the lowest on my Zelda list.
You're the worst.
Like,
Next.
Boo.
Majora's Mask is a side quest sequel still.
So the last game I've been playing, actually a significant amount of, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate. on the
Talk
Switch.
to me.
Yeah.
So
let's go.
here's the thing. I hate roguelikes. Hate them. Refuse to play even the best games because they're roguelikes. You know, the most I've played a roguelite was Dead Cells, and I played it for like Ed 6-8 hours, and I was like, I can't play this anymore because I'm tired of starting over. Never touched Hades.
Yeah, that's what
never
I was to ask.
Yeah, never touched any of these games.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, so I wasn't going to play this either. I saw enough people talking about it, and the thing that actually got me, Austin, you'll appreciate this. Nope.
Damn it.
Yep, it was Andre's video that got me to buy TMNT.
Yes, I got him.
Was Maddie's video. Mr. Maddie Plays did a video on turtles, and I was like, all right, it looks cool. It's $30. I'm just gonna lay down the $30 and get it. And
I'm just gonna play for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna play for 5 minutes.
I have not stopped playing it since I bought it.
Yeah, he got him. You got it.
So it feels more like an evolution of the arcade games than it does an actual roguelike. You have permanent progression with your dragon coins, and then you have like the run based progression that you make through and like when you go through and everything. My favorite turtle's Leonardo, just because he's kind of like the all around character, and I'm really loving the combat. Yes, nice. Even though I hate Funko Pops.
He was at my store. They didn't have Mikey, but they had him, and I was like, all right, well, I'll get him then.
Yeah. So, but I think the combat feels really good. I love the dash move. Like, I love doing the combos and then dashing away, doing some more combos, dashing away. Throwing the shurikens is really awesome, especially when you get the lightning upgrade for them, which is super cool. I got this weird upgrade where, like, once you fight a Mauser and you beat it, you get Mausers as companions and they fight for you, which is super cool.
I haven't got to that yet. I haven't got to that one yet.
Yeah, I think it's just a basic run based upgrade that you get. But that's how I ended up beating Leatherhead. Actually, was like I got that upgrade and I went in there and I had all these Mausers like come out of the ground for me and start fighting the rats, the sewer rats, the mutant rats, and so I could just focus on Leatherhead, which was super cool.
If I buy it, can we play together?
Yes.
Deal. All right, cool.
Yes, we can play
Corey,
together.
let's play. Because I didn't know you can actually play co-op. Because I bought it. And 2 weeks ago, I came on this podcast. I said, Corey, you coward, play the new Ninja Turtle game. I don't care if it's a roguelike.
I edited that episode. Thank you for that. Yeah, I actually think we could all play. I think it's 4-player co-op.
I know it's couch co-op. I didn't know if it was like online co-op.
Yes, it is online co-op. And so I am refusing to say that this is a roguelike. I'm just saying this is another version of the arcade games that's really fun.
So a roguelike. No, I'm just kidding.
You're wrong, but I will say though that this is very much like Hades. It's not as I would say particular as Hades, but you're getting that same story progression that you did in Hades. Like, it's definitely a Hades clone, this Ninja Turtle, but it's a little more dumbed down. It's not as like, I don't know, it's not as complicated, and it's the Ninja Turtles. So like,
who does
this is also my favorite Ninja Turtles designs since the second iteration of the cartoon. I think the art style is awesome. Like, for all the characters, I think Splinter looks just right. I think April looks awesome. I think the Turtles do just enough to get, like, you know how in like the Michael Bay films, they tried to do all that stuff to make them look like, give them personality. And then the cartoons that came after that tried to do the same thing. And it just was too much. They do just enough. They do just enough in this to be like, oh, turtles have personalities, and they have a little bit of like, oh, Raph has tape on his hands, or, you know, Donnie does have the goggles, but they're not like like there's not like this machinist mask that he has to wear, right? And like, you know, it's just super subtle, but also really well done. I love the boss designs. I just think this is the best iteration of the Turtles in a long time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It's been
it gives
getting
me
a lot
major
of
2003 TMNT vibes. Like that's
Yeah.
like that was the movie I grew up on, was the 2003 TMNT, and I love it.
Yeah,
it's been getting a lot of love from a lot of people. Like they've been showing their clips, their runs, and everything. So it's, you know, it seems like it's on a good track of, for some people, like it's kind of one of their like favorite games of the year that they thoroughly enjoy. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's really good. I am very impressed, and to think that this was stuck on Apple Arcade for as long as it was before it made the jump was like, I wish I would have been subscribed to Apple Arcade for 4 years at this point.
I'm kind of glad I held out because I knew it was on Apple Arcade, and I was just like, it'll come to Switch, it'll come to other things, and I just waited.
Yeah, especially if you've been paying attention to the way developers talk about how working with Apple is like the biggest pain.
Right.
Oh, it's so
well, and we're getting that other RPG game, the one that's like
Fantasian.
Yeah, that game looks awesome. I'm like, when did Apple? I never saw Apple like promote this game at all. Like I saw them promote Ninja Turtles and like the Sonic game, but this game got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, Andre,
what have you been playing with Power?
Last night I started The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time again. It's one of those games where like once a year I just have this like itch that like I just want to play it, and it's my go-to. Like I'll play it, I'll see how far I get, and then we'll go from there. But games I've been like really playing a lot. Little Nightmares, I've been playing that a lot. I beat the main story, and right now I'm on the kids story, so that's been a lot of fun. I am playing Monster Hunter Stories 2. Austin, I know that you said that you're playing the first one.
Yes, just started it, so not very deep into it, but
yeah, that's fair. I mean, Stories 2, I bought them. I bought the combo pack. I tried playing one for about like a week, and I couldn't do it. There was something about like the gameplay, the graphic, and the story that it just felt very kiddish, and I'm like,
yeah.
I was like,
I'm getting that feeling. I wanted a very simple, easy JRPG, so I was like, I think I'm gonna just get through this.
That's, you know what, that's completely fair. I did some research. Apparently 1 and 2 are not related except for like 2 characters, and one of them being Naviru, the cat. So other than that, there's like one other character that like is from number 1 to 2. Other than that,
so completely much.
No, completely different game, right? So I was like, okay, that's good to know. It was just the graphics for one. It felt very like, anytime you take a 3DS game and try and port it to the Switch and give it that graphical oomph, it's always hard. But I digress. 2 has been a lot of fun. Me and my son will play it. He calls it the dinosaur game. And I will just kind of go into the world and just let him just like be free, and I'll just let him control dinosaurs and everything. And he just loves going into like every night. He's like, "Hey, Dad," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Can we go get eggs? Can we get the eggs?" And I just like let him go into the caves, and anytime he sees a dinosaur, he goes, "Hey, there's a dinosaur." And like I'm right here. You don't have to whisper. I'm right beside you, and it's super funny. But other than that, like the story has enthralled me. It's a great game. I will say it looks a lot better than 1. The gameplay is still the same. It just graphically looks better, and the story is it's enthralled me a bit more. It feels a bit more like what's the right term I could use to describe it? I don't want to say like the grown-up version of Monster Hunter Stories, but it's kind of like the grown-up version of it. Other than that, the other night I was on the eShop and I downloaded couple games. I downloaded Bleach Brave Souls, which was a mobile game, and now it's free on the eShop. And then I saw they had a demo for Sea of Stars there. And
Yes.
yeah, so I work at a GameStop here in Vancouver, and that game has left. Like, I always see the game leave the store, and I'm like, what's so good about that game? Like, even when it came out, it was a huge thing. It was a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I downloaded the demo, and I played it for maybe like 10 minutes, and I was instantly enthralled. I was like, it reminds me of an old school like Final Fantasy 9, like 2D meets 3D stories, fantasy RPG, and then when you leave a town, it's like in the overworld. And I was like, I have to play this game. So
it's been influenced by Chrono Trigger, so that's why it got all that recognition, all that love. Plus, it's part of the Messenger. It's part of that series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and
but
like
yeah, if you play Chrono Trigger, that's what that game gets the feeling off. So
I played Chrono Cross, not Chrono Trigger.
The sin. You need to play Chrono Trigger.
I've heard it's good, but yeah. So
Chrono Cross is the best Chrono game. Take that
out there somewhere.
I'm just I've never played Chrono Trigger either.
I was actually playing Astral Chain, and then I traded that in. I traded that in for Sea of Stars.
The sin. More sin.
Hot take. Astral Chain, not that good. Hot take.
Well, Andre, it's been nice knowing you.
Right.
Stop the recording and continue this episode.
It's like, it's good, but I just felt it was very repetitive.
You're repetitive.
It's a platinum game.
I felt
it's a solid game. When is those games not repetitive?
I didn't know. Like, graphically, it looked great, but it just the story was you go to the crime scene, investigate. You end up in like the other dimension. You get your Legion. You come back home. Then you go back out again. It felt very repetitive. I don't know. I might be in this boat alone. I might get some hate, but it wasn't bad. I just got very bored of it doing the same thing. I digress. I traded that in for Sea of Stars, and I've been enthralled in Sea of Stars ever since. So
okay, all right. Well, for me, I did a little bit more of Dragon Age Inquisition, like doing some side stuff, and then doing some of the DLC. I did see like a final ending to the game. So it kind of leads up to where Dragon Age Veilguard will be starting with. So that was really good. I downloaded Castle Crashers Remastered, Shadow of the Damned, the 360 version, and As Dusk Falls. I downloaded. I own those games, but I just put it on my system because that's some of the games I'm going to be running through before I get it to Lost Odyssey. I am playing the Ascent on Series X. And like I had that game for a while, just did like the first mission and then just like I'll get to it whenever, and then just took it off. Or I got it, and then Death's Door I started playing, and I was just like, oh, Death's Door is very superior, and I'm loving this game.
Death's Door is so good.
Big shout out to Corey for recommending me that game. One of my favorite games I played.
It's great.
Yeah, I double dipped on that game. So I triple dipped. So I bought it digitally on Switch. I bought it digitally on Xbox for the achievements. And then the collector's edition was like on sale for like $40. So I got the collector's edition for it, like the physical one for Switch. I'm just like, this game is just too good, like from beginning to end.
I thoroughly enjoyed that game a lot.
Yeah. So I did download the Visions of Mana demo. Really looking forward to that. I won't be able to get to it till I get back from PAX because it comes out on the day that I leave for PAX. So like it really plays like Trials of Mana, but the world is beautiful. The voice acting is good. Battles are simple enough, but very exciting to get into. I wasn't able to do any kind of grinding or like buy that much equipment and stuff because it's a very short demo. So I'm looking forward to starting that game from the beginning and getting these different attributes for my character. For like I fully be able to dive in with that. So that's kind of what I played. Played some Streets of Rage 4 on Switch, and about to start up Bayonetta Origins on Switch because I so much love that game and everything. So I'm going to be starting that. Right now I'm just like getting backlog stuff done from years ago. Like even with my Switch, I'm trying to get so much out of the way because there's just a lot of games coming out, and then I know when Echoes of Wisdom drop, man, my focus is literally going to be on that game. That's why it's so weird. Like just for November for me, that Mario and Luigi, and then the next following week, Dragon Quest 3 remake. Just like how I'm going to get through 2 RPGs in the time that I have. So hopefully nothing drops in December. Only one that I'm looking forward to, since the Val got pushed to next year, is going to be Indiana Jones. So if Indiana Jones hit October or maybe December, like sometime later on this year, I'll be good to go with that. Like I kind of need that game when nothing else is coming out and stuff. But like, that's what I want to get. And plus the Assassin's Creed game, when that comes out, I want to play that one too.
I'm so excited for it. It's so funny because the 2 Ubisoft games everybody is like hating on, which is normal for Ubisoft, are like my 2 most anticipated games of the year besides Zelda.
Yeah. Everything I keep hearing about Star Wars Outlaws, it just gets me more excited and more excited. I know. I'm like, everything I want in Star Wars.
And I can't do that until September till I get back from PAX. Like my focus financially wise is getting ready for PAX. And then when I get back, bam, it's Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed, Echoes of Wisdom. Just like all of these games that's dropping between Nintendo and Xbox. Like those literally are my big focus. And stuff. And who knows when Marvel vs. Capcom Collectors is coming out, or the Marvel collection coming out, like when that drop. And look, Capcom, if y'all going to keep bringing out these versus games, I need Tatsunoko versus Capcom to come out, and I need the Wii version and the arcade version. Stop playing around. That needs to drop, because so many people missed that game because they didn't think that it would be a fitting game on the Wii. I'm like, this is a game that people need to play. And because shoot, that mug started going for $200+ on eBay after that game came out, because nobody was really buying it. A $50 game. So if they're gonna continue, if they want to keep doing versus games and stuff, that's the one that I need them to do. And they can add some other games too. But like Tatsunoko versus Capcom, that needs to come out. That needs to be their next versus series that comes out. So, well, with that, everybody, it's time for FamiNEWS. And everybody, get ready. I know we have some long segments in the show, but there's so much.
I couldn't tell. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes and haven't even gotten to the news yet.
Well, of course, we did our last show within like 43 minutes.
Well, yeah.
This is making up
just
for it.
2 of us, and we were.
Yeah.
Anyways,
take it away, Corey.
Yeah, let's. I mean, these news stories aren't huge, so we can probably blow through most of them. This wasn't our lead story, but it is now our lead story. Game Informer, the iconic magazine, has shut its doors after 33 years, seemingly unannounced to their team until today, judging by a lot of the things I'm seeing on Twitter. And it really sucks, because this was a very, very iconic magazine. I still have it. Well, still had a subscription up until today, apparently. And it sucks. I remember my first issue was the Banjo-Kazooie June 1998 issue. I still have it. It's in the box of magazines at my parents' house. Game Informer provided a lot of entertainment pre-internet and even early internet. I remember, I mean, Ed, I've told you, like, that's how I started loving Blue Stinger, ironically, because of their super replay series. And it's It really sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
I remember, because like when you subscribe, when you got the membership thing from GameStop, you would get 12 issues a year, and like I got like the ultimate one and everything, and like for every year that they was coming out, I just kept renewing and renewing, because I definitely enjoyed Game Informer. Like video game magazines were my thing, along with like Game Pro and EGM, Expert Gamer, all of those magazines. Like Game Informer was always part of my gaming magazine collection. Like I love reading their articles like about BioShock. They had their April Fool section, but also when they would have to eat their not EGM their E3 coverage, I will always go to them, read the grades and stuff, because like it was good to have another magazine to get their opinion. And then when the Game Informer had their website, I was watching listening to their podcast, reading their articles. We here at Nintendo Pow Block we're getting our news for FamiNEWS from Game Informer. So like they really were and I would say like around the 2000s and stuff, they really became just big in their big to me, because of their magazine and all their articles and the work that they did, and a lot of their covers were really really good. I love some of the Game Informer covers. It was just so cool for it. And it was a magazine that I was always proud of getting in the mail, and I would get like not upset, but I would get like worried if my magazine was late because everybody had it before I did. And then when it came in, I would just be like, just run, rip the plastic off and start reading it and everything. Even when I did the renewal for my GameStop membership and stuff, for the Pro membership, they would give me another copy of the same magazine, and I'd be like, this is my collector's edition right here, and everything. So like if anything happened, I got a backup. So yeah, to get this news today on a Friday was really unexpected.
Yeah.
So
it really did suck hearing about it. I mean, we talked earlier about the upcoming games list. Like Game Informer had the best one on the site, and it was like the perfect list to see, and games that had come out throughout all the years. I think you said it went back to 2015, Corey. I couldn't remember how old it went, but and as a kid we never had internet in the house, so that was everything. Like I grew up on Game Informer magazine and the G4 channel. Like those are the only two things I had. So as far as gaming stuff goes, so I had. And every year for my birthday, like my grandma would take me to GameStop, and I would get my Game Informer subscription, and then get a game or whatever. So it's always been a huge deal. I have a few. I didn't keep all my magazines, but I kept some of the covers that I really like the Arkham City one, the 100 Best RPGs one. That's like a great cover for the dual side. So I should have grabbed some, but I didn't.
Yeah. It's Game Informer is like 95% of the reason why I had a GameStop membership for probably the last decade, to be honest. I remember especially like in college when they did the first like redesign of the magazine, where they started doing like they had like the big, I remember the Gears 2 cover, the God of War 3, the God of War 3 cover was awesome. The BioShock Infinite cover, where they did it like the old timey New York magazines, like they just got so creative. And like for a huge corporation like GameStop, like Game Informer still felt like this small, scrappy, independent endeavor, even though they're owned by GameStop. And that's what I always liked about them. And I've met Andrew Reiner. I've become I follow and am followed by some people who formerly worked there, and we're having Matt Storm on the Boss Rush podcast, and they edited the Game Informer show, and it's like, it really it really sucks to see this iconic magazine kind of go by the wayside, because it was really the last great magazine at this point.
Right.
And it's to the point where I'm wondering if some of them will get together and start their own thing, because I think they could be big enough to be successful, especially because most of them are from Minnesota, and it's the cost of living up there isn't as atrocious as it is out west or on the East Coast. So I think if some of them got together, I mean, most of them already do, right? I mean, MinMax is basically all
Game Informer
right. people. So I could imagine some of them doing something like that, or even making MinMax bigger at that point. So I hope everybody affected finds something soon, because there's a lot of talented people that worked for Game Informer or were contracted by them, and it's just sad to see such an iconic brand go away. It kind of feels like when Toys R Us went away, or like when Circuit City went away all those years ago, or when Sega stopped making consoles. It's just like one of those kind of moments that it kind of sucks.
What is the UK
Game? It's called Game.
Not Game. But their magazine.
I don't know. I don't live in the UK, so I don't know. I live in Ohio, Ed. The real state. The heart of it all, as they say around here.
I'm in the Midwest. I'm only 6 hours from it.
Yeah, where we call, the cream-filled donuts chocolate cream sticks, and potato wedges JoJo's, and I don't know.
And Cleveland rocks.
Yeah, Cleveland rocks. Drew Carey and the Guardians, the not Indians.
Ours is what Boston Cream. Yeah, Edge magazine. That's what it was.
Edge magazine. The magazine's called Edge. Ed.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge.
Yeah. Anyways. Well,
it's gonna be everyone lands weird not seeing Game Informer magazines at work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna pry, because I know, not really affect your job, but it could affect your job if you say something negative about GameStop in a way. But that's part of the GameStop thing, is getting people to get Game Informer, right? I mean, that's part of the
yeah, of course. It was always there on the counter, and it was always kind of a if there was nothing, if there was no customers, I'd flip through a few pages. It was always cool to kind of see, oh cool, this is coming out, oh that's coming out, XYZ. So to now, and even aside from work life, Game Informer was always a website that just had banging news on things coming out, banging news that I didn't know about, or that would, no pun intended, inform me more on games that I may have been misinformed. So just to not it's one of those things that you never think could go away. It's that'll never go away. Mm-hmm. And then randomly it stops, and you're you don't know how much you missed, or you don't know how much you enjoyed it until it stopped, and you're oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy you a lot, and this sucks now. Got it. Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. And it I remember going into GameStop several times, because every time my subscription would renew, they would always switch it to the digital version of the magazine. I'm no. I want the paper one in the mail. Mm-hmm. I want it in the mail so I can, take a poop and read about, the next Darksiders game or whatever was coming out.
Knack 3.
Yeah, Knack 3. Man. When's Knack 3 coming out? I don't know. Game Informer's gone. I will never know.
Next year.
I'll send you the Game Informer link. Hang on.
There is a Darksiders remake coming, though.
It's not a remake. I think it's a multiplayer game.
This is the one that THQ and showcased today.
Yeah, I think it's the multiplayer game they've been talking about for like a decade. Finally,
I like Darksiders, but not that.
I really want a 4. I just want like an actual 4 to complete the story.
Well, the rumor is that it's going to be like Remnant from the Ashes because it's the same team, but it's going to be all Darksiders skinned.
Oh, interesting.
And like each character will have each of the horsemen will be a different class. So Strife will be the like shooter character.
Maybe. Something like Darksiders Genesis. They're going back to like that kind of style game.
No, Remnant's a third. That
was more
shooter,
like
dude.
No. I'm thinking
of type stuff.
Right, that's what I was thinking of as a multiplayer thing. If they were going back to that.
Man, Darksiders Genesis was not very good.
No, I tried it. I wanted it to be good, but it was
because they still missing. Yeah, they still missing one of the Horsemen stories.
No, they're not. No, they have them all. Threes.
No, they only did 3.
No, Genesis is about Strife.
But Strife was supposed to get his own game.
He did. That's Genesis.
He wasn't supposed to. No, I'm talking about like a 3D action game.
Oh well, look. Have you met the Embracer Group?
I don't know her.
Do you ever really?
I don't know who she be.
Yeah, I think they're machines. Like I don't think they're actually a person. I think it's just
they're the AI that everybody fears.
We don't embrace them at all.
Except we do because they own half the stuff we love, like Darksiders and Tomb Raider and Deus Ex.
Oh goodness!
Rights for
Rip
Lord
Lara.
of the Rings.
Yeah, Amazon owns Tomb Raider, so.
Oh man, good times. Am I right? Am I right? Speaking of leaving, so remember Mario plus Rabbids?
Yes.
The shocking surprise that game was. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's an amazing
What's that game. Never heard of it.
You've never heard of Mario plus Rabbids?
I have.
I'm just gonna drive up to Canada. I'm gonna get out my passport and go up there and slap you.
Sir,
if you
why
do that? Come get me.
I mean, it's on the way.
Why do you want to come across the border? I have a friend up here. He just needs to be smacked. I'll be 5 minutes. I swear.
Yeah, you Border Patrol. You can come with me and just make sure I.
Yeah, I might need you.
Wow.
Yeah,
I might need
just
you,
a little assault. Just a little.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not assault if it's country versus country. It's war.
Yeah, I think it's a war at that point.
The director of Mario plus Rabbids, Davide Soliani, is leaving Ubisoft after 25 years. The iconic presentation where Miyamoto kind of, calls him out and he's, crying because he was so happy that he got to work on a Mario game, on a Nintendo game that is so now obviously so beloved on the Switch now.
Right.
It's sad. Those games are truly wonderful games. It made people actually care about the Rabbids at some point,
True.
Instead of them just being Minions clones. It's sad. It's sad. Those games are genuinely great. I'm interested to see where he goes. Some people say he might be going to Nintendo proper, but I don't know. If he wants to direct games, he's not going to go to Nintendo because then he'd just be stuck at Treehouse translating stuff, and but I mean,
that's what I miss. I miss Treehouse. I wonder what they've been up to. They've been
nothing.
Really quiet.
All closed. But I mean, how do you guys feel about this? Ed, I'm going your way first because we watched this presentation together.
Yeah, we did.
This was one of the first E3s I think we watched together.
Yeah, we did.
And
just seeing him cry, like that was a big E3, and just even like the XCOM people recognizing Mario Rabbids, which is like, oh, we're super excited for this and everything. So it is sad that I'm like 25 years at Ubisoft putting in the work making games. Like I'm very proud of him for that. And Mario Rabbids, he got a chance to do 2 games. And regardless of how people feel about the second game, whether it was a success or not, it really gave gave him a chance to shine, and people just have love for him. And probably go check out his like past work and stuff. So seeing him leave at this time, maybe he probably felt like he was ready to move on with his career. For it.
Yeah. Austin, how are you feeling about this?
I mean, I love the first. I never got to play Sparks of Hope, so and I haven't got to that one, but I really like this game. I wasn't familiar. The Shack I wasn't familiar with this game before this game, but
Yeah.
I really do like it. So I'm interested to see what he does. I wonder if he would ever consider, if he does go to Nintendo, would he make like a Nintendo cross some other Nintendo IP? Maybe use that. I mean, let's be honest. The Rabbids, I can leave. They can leave. We don't need the Rabbids. We don't need them. They were not the stars of the show.
Yeah. No, I get it. So. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do a tactics games without the Rabbids and still be fine. I mean, you could do tactics games with any of their IP. I think, Xenoblade would be one that you could consider. Fire Emblem, Zelda, even, right?
Yeah.
So
let me romance Peach. invite her to tea and everything.
Invite her to
Look,
tea.
if she Austin, if you can't get her, I'll come for tea.
Jeez. Andre, how do you feel? Have you played Mario Rabbids?
So unfortunately I haven't, not due to the fact that I think they look dumb. I just haven't gravitated towards them, but I have heard that they've been a lot of fun. I have been curious about them because again, I see that game as well do well at the store, and it does leave the store a lot. So I have been like, what's the hype? I've seen gameplay. It looks super fun. And I just think as well, being with a company for 25 years, you have definitely made a mark on the company, and the next endeavor with the knowledge that you have can probably do some good. Like Austin said, maybe going to Nintendo and being like, hey guys, I have some ideas, XYZ. But no, I haven't played the games. Playing, so a bit of a side tangent. Ever since you recommended me Death's Door, I've been on this kind of like exploration of just different indie games and just trying out new games. So this is definitely on the list of games I want to try. I have Bayonetta on that list as well, and Mario and the Rabbids is definitely on there as well. It looks like a game I could also play with my kids, so that's also a huge thing for me. Like if I can involve the family, it's like a no-brainer at that point.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I've been trying to like show my kids games because they're getting to that age where they're kind of interested, but like,
yeah, that's fair.
I gotta push them, give them that push, and this was one of the games that I showed them, and they both thought the Luigi Rabbid was the funniest thing.
So
funny.
He's the dumbest one, but
he was wild.
Yeah. My daughter also really liked Rosalina Peach from the second game. So, which kind of worries me a little bit, but that's okay.
We were talking about Capcom crossover fighters. Could we get a Mario Capcom? We can get Mario Mega Man. He's already got the blaster. Let's just make it a full thing. Mario Mega Man.
Yeah. I heard a really great idea the other day for a Mega Man game, by the way.
I'm down.
I forget what show it was on. I forget what show it was on, but it was a Mega Man Metroidvania game.
Ooh.
And like you have to find the different robot masters and take their abilities to make your way through the rest of the game. I was like, man, that's a really good idea.
That's almost too. That's like such a good idea that like
nobody knows about that game. That game doesn't
Who had
exist.
a GameCube?
You know what? I'm a Dragon Punch you. Both of y'all.
Hey, I have a GameCube. What are you talking about?
I was talking about the Metroid Mega Man game. They did one on GameCube.
Please expound. No.
I gotta look at the title of it.
Oh, he doesn't even know what it's
was
called.
so
Must not have
good.
been good.
It was so good he couldn't even remember the title.
Mega-
I just said that they did that idea.
Mega
on
Man.
GameCube.
Mega Man.
Well, they
Soccer.
didn't do it well, did they?
A Metroidvania
that's-
of Mega Man would be really cool because it's just like, is this like the year of Metroidvanias? I swear, like so many are coming out now.
It's the decade of Metroidvanias, man.
Yeah, there's so
That's
many
true,
Metroidvania.
It's
But I'll take a Mega Man one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
blame Guacamelee for kicking off this Mega
Was
Man.
it Mega
this-
Man
this-
Network Transmission? I think it was.
I don't know. No, look, once you get past Mega Man and Mega Man X, nobody cares, except for those losers who say Mega Man Legends is good. They're all wrong, but it's okay.
Good.
Oh, I kid. You guys are so sensitive out there. It's fine.
You're definitely getting some hate mail now.
That's fine. Just nothing new.
Yeah, Mega Man Network Transmission. What's the Metroid one? On
I,
GameCube.
I see it. I see it did so well that they made a sequel.
Where was Mega Man? I know they didn't make one, but
Was that around the time that Inafune left and they just like ignored Mega Man for 5 years or 10 years?
no, that was he left some years after that.
All right, we're moving on. Next story, kind of small, whatever. Super Mario World Lego set revealed. Basically a light up pixelated Mario riding Yoshi with his tongue out.
I have a gripe to pick with Lego.
This Lego in particular, or just Lego in general?
Just Lego in general.
What, too expensive?
No,
big?
well, there's a set I want that's too expensive, and I don't understand why it is.
What, the Zelda one?
Yeah.
Because it's Nintendo and Lego and Zelda. You're paying
Right.
You're paying
No,
the Lego. And
I
Nintendo
know,
tax.
I know why it's expensive. I just wish it wasn't $400.
It's the same reason why the Millennium Falcon is like $700.
Down here, it's $1,000.
Yeah, well, it's because you have funny money and pickle chips to pay for things.
As a Lord of the Rings fan, just get in line. Just get in line of all the expensive
Oh, I'm
ones.
guessing you're upset about the Sauron Tower.
Dude, I don't even want to look at it. I've only heard about it. I refuse to look at it because I can't want.
Have you ever seen it?
No, I won't look at it because I can't.
We have
want it.
in the same mall I work at, like a couple stores down, there's a Lego store, and they've built and displayed the Sauron Tower, and it looks really cool. I'm gonna say it. It looks really cool, Austin.
Did they case it? Like
No.
put it in the case.
No, it's like if you walk in the store and take a hard left, it's like on a display thing, but you could easily just knock it over. Like it's
I better
risky
get spider
business.
wraps on that thing because
But like it looks cool. But I want the Deku Tree so badly. It's like a lot of money, and I'm like, I know it's the first Lego Zelda set, and I'm afraid that they're gonna make more, and I'm like, God dang it.
Well, you know what? Y'all folks cried about Zelda should be a Lego, so it's here now. Y'all should have been crying about prices before having a set like that.
That's fair. I mean, if it looks so cool. It looks so cool.
If not, buy some Mega Blocks and make it your own.
No, jeez.
Gonna makeshift a Deku Tree.
Shoot, I'm still trying to figure out how did Halo get with Mega Blocks. That's the crazy one right
Because
there.
Lego-
Them and Call of Duty.
Because Lego doesn't allow real guns to be used in their sets. Only fake laser blasters like Star Wars guns.
There it is.
Speaking of money, Pokemon Company banked $10.8 billion
With a B.
in 2023 in merchandise alone. Does not count video games. It does not count Pokemon Go in-game transactions. Does not count any of that stuff.
I'm sorry, Pokemon. I was unfamiliar with your game.
I mean,
Oh my god! Share the wealth.
The card games,
Well,
the
dang.
plushies, the Squishmallow plushies that Pokemon have. Like, they got so many businesses outside of the video game aspect that shoot, I can understand how they made that much money.
Does it say if
with
this
that.
is like a record earning year for them? Because what pushed it? What pushed this big surge all of a sudden?
I mean, I don't really
It
know.
has
I
to
bet
be the
you it's-
cards.
I bet you it's mostly cards. I bet you anything is mostly cards.
Yeah.
Is
'Cause
the
when
card
customers
game
come-
getting much bigger all of a sudden? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like,
I think
Yeah,
so this is it. It doesn't say what ranking this is, but it's so so this is the one of the first times a major video game player has made the top 10 global revenue for the year. And so it's like this list is like the Walt Disney Company, Warner Brothers Discovery, Hasbro, NBC Universal, Mattel, Blue Star, and the Pokemon Company ranks number 7 on the top 10 global revenue earnings for 2023. And it's a big deal because like besides someone like Nintendo, this is the first time a company like this has shown up on the list. So that's why this is news. The Pokemon Company makes buku bucks every year, right? But this is just it ranked number 7. So and last
I think
last
that's the
year
only Japanese company.
Yeah, last year they ranked number 5 on this list. So this is 2 years in a row that they've been on this list. So last year they made 11.6 billion. I looked it up here.
Share the wealth.
I'm just, man, Pokemon, man. My kids are starting to get into it, so I'm kind of scared. My daughter is obsessed with Eevee, and she just found out that Eevee turns into different Pokemon.
Oh, game over.
No.
Game over.
And I'm like, gosh, there's like 15 iterations of Eevee now.
I always thought there was just like 3
No,
or 6 of them.
No, I think there's 7.
There's one of
I think-
each type now, I think.
No, we're
Yeah.
missing a lot, actually. I think we're missing Steel, Poison,
Okay, Mr. Pokemon Man.
Dragon. Okay, I'll stop.
Flareon's
Ghost.
Flareon's
Is the
best.
Dragon Eevee going to be Aragon? That's an odd pull. Aragon's an odd pull. I haven't thought about Aragon until now.
Point is, Pokemon makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
We'll
surprised,
continue
though?
to do so.
No, I'm not surprised.
The disrespect to
From-
Digimon. Disrespect, man.
I would say I am surprised due to the fact that I've never heard them reporting. I haven't heard their financial reportings for Pokemon. It's mostly been the games and how they kept being on the top selling lists week after week after they come out. Like, that's the only time. Like, I've never heard about how their card sales were doing and how like I said their plush stuff is doing, or even their candy and like snacks and stuff, like all of that. Like, I just never heard on how all of that was doing to impact their business. It's always just been the video games.
Was the Pokemon Oreo this year as well? That could have been. I bet that could have been part of the deal.
I think
'cause
that was
those things
last
were-
year, too.
Oh,
That was last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which will be part of the 2023
That's what
the financial.
because that's what I was trying to think. What was new this year that made it pop so big?
Spike. Yeah.
There were new sets of Pokemon cards that came out this year, like a new version.
Twilight Masquerade, maybe. I think it has to do with Scarlet and Violet. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And plus, they
Plus,
had
I
an
mean,
anime.
like, booster
Right.
boxes go,
Yeah.
go like crazy.
And
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I think they still got the Pokemon Cafe in Japan also.
Yeah, I think
that too.
yeah. Plus, like you said, Ed, the original show ended finally, and the new show started, which means, oh look, new toys, new Pikachu
also
has a
good.
sailor hat on now, so you know.
Go Pikachu.
Jeez. All right. Speaking of Pokemon, finally, Game Boy,
Mr. Game Boy.
the Game Boy, turns 35 years old this year.
Game Boys are older than me.
The system that revolutionized the
Me too.
way we play games. I love the Game Boy. My first console that I owned personally. We had an Atari. We had an Atari 2600, but it was my dad's. So, but my grandma got me my Game Boy when I was 3. Tetris and boxing were the first 2 games I owned, and then I got Fall of the Foot Clan and Super Mario Land soon after. I have it back there, complete in box, original Game Boy, along with Link's Awakening and Super Mario Land complete in box, and I have Pokemon Red back there with the manual. I just need a box. I just need a box for Pokemon Red, even though a box costs like $100 on eBay.
A mess.
The box alone. So rip that, but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna sell a kidney and probably, I don't know, a lung, I guess.
Wow.
For that.
1989 for me, Christmas is when I got mine. I'm older than the Game Boy. Tetris and Super Mario Land was my first. I got Fall of the Foot Clan, Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Gold, Link's Awakening. Like it was my go-to game at 9:00 while Montel Williams was playing on my TV. Before like All in the Family came on, like I could Game Boy.
I can see Ed's chilling in his bedroom, like with like Nick at Night on or something, like the Cosby Show. I grant it, Bill Cosby, terrible person, but at the time, show's popular, right? Him laying back, playing some Super Mario Land, watching the Cosby Show, eating some snacks. What were some popular snacks in the 80s? Like popcorn.
Tricked.
I don't know.
Well, it was like 9:00 at night, so not really much snack time. Like my mom let me go to bed at 11, even though I had school in the morning.
Some Golden Girls, The Nanny.
But I
Bewitched.
Yeah, my Game Boy was like, if I wasn't playing Nintendo or I wasn't playing the Master System or Sega Genesis or whatever, I was playing my Game Boy in my bed. And then like 10:00, I would cut it off, watch some more TV, and then go to bed so I could be ready for school. But yeah, and me and Corey got a time capsule for the Game Boy. So there's some games that we recommend that you guys check out.
Game Boy's so good. Man, it's amazing how Pokemon like literally brought the Game Boy back from the dead too. You know? And then like once Pokemon brought it back from the dead, we got the Oracle Zelda games and you know, we got all these awesome games after it got revived. So.
And then I think because of the Game Boy, that's when we started getting the new version of a system. You know, because of course we got the Game Boy Color
and the Pocket.
I don't think that.
Don't forget the
Game Boy Pocket. Yeah, I don't think the new version of the NES and the new version of the Genesis and Master System, I don't think they came out till like later. But like Game Boy was the leading system for a new version of the same console with better specs because it had color with it.
Yep.
I'll be honest. Never had a Game Boy. I was a Game Boy Advance kid.
I'm with Austin. I am literally right beside Austin. Didn't have a Game Boy. Had the Advance though. I'm with Austin.
So I'm grateful for the Game Boy because I eventually got the Game Boy Advance, which was my first Nintendo console, and is how I learned that's my first Mario experience, first Zelda experience. That's everything.
Yes.
Nintendo.
So you missed you missed the Super Nintendo with the Super Game Boy. That you could play
Well,
the Game
I
Boy
mean,
games on the Super
basically, I
Nintendo.
played Super Mario World on the Game Boy Advance. Like that's where I was learning all these.
But Super Nintendo had a cartridge thing where you could put Game Boy games into it and play those games in color before the
Oh
Game Boy
yeah,
Color came out.
yeah, that
that
wasn't on
adapter.
there. The only
I'll
Game
never-
Boy games I played were the ones that are available on Nintendo Switch Online. So I play I like the Game Boy Tetris. I love Alleyway, which is just a brick breaker that's on there.
Mhm.
That's a really fun game. So Mario Golf, I played like a bunch of different ones on there, but yeah, Game Boy Advance is more my speed, my age. Yeah.
I'll never forget when me and a longtime friend, we both had advances, and we had Pokemon. And back then, you couldn't wirelessly trade. You had had to have the cable.
Wire.
Yeah, the wire. So for so long, I think he had, what was it, a Graveler, and I had a Haunter, and we were like, man, if we could just trade, that'd be it. And then one day, I think I bought one and I ran to his house. I'm talking, I sprinted there as fast as I could, and we sat down in his living room, and we're just like playing the Game Boy Advance, and we tried the whole trading thing. And when we saw on our screens like the Pokemon, when you trade, it goes like a side by side, like yours is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
When that happened, we were like, oh my god, is this happening? And then when his Graveler popped up on my screen and my Haunter on his, we were like, ah! It was the greatest day of my life, was trading a freaking Pokemon. I'll never forget that day. So that's when I was hooked. I was like, oh, okay, this is it. I think for the next hour that day, all we did was just trade Pokemon. That's all we did.
In fact, that's how some of the Pokemon evolved, was through trading.
And that's why we did it, because there was no other way for trading. So every Pokemon that we needed to trade, it was just trade. It was nuts. It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
my cousin and I used to play Super Circuit, Mario Kart Super Circuit, the same way with the
wire. Oh yeah,
and it was just like, I can't believe this is happening. We're sitting outside, and it only lasts for like 45 minutes, but we're sitting outside and playing Mario Kart together. It's pretty real. It's just wild. So
yeah, it was a really cool moment. Like I said, like from that moment on, I was like, oh, okay, this is my personality now.
Then Nintendo did the Game Boy Advance on the GameCube adapter, and it was just like, it was all over.
Yeah,
you put the disc in. You had the game at the bottom that was connected to your GameCube. Man, back in the day, that was it.
Simpler times.
Happy birthday, Game Boy!
Thanks
for making me feel old.
Thanks for the memories, dog.
Yeah.
Mega Man sucks on the Game Boy, though. I didn't like that. I played Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. I was like, oh, this sucks. I'm not doing this.
Yeah, those are weird ones. So, all right. So we've been running a little bit long, and I want to respect everybody's time. So we're gonna skip the topic of the week and move right into Pack Watch and questions.
Yes.
So Pack Watch. This is the last time we're using Game Informer's list to say what's coming out this week. And so both of these come out on August 8th. Cat Quest 3. In Cat Quest 3, you play as a privateer in a freely explorable 2.5D open world swarming with pirates. Like pirates, but rats. You can sail the seas in your ship for treasures galore, but prepare for peril as the Pirate King aims to hunt you down. And then also on the 8th, the sequel to SteamWorld Heist, SteamWorld Heist 2. Join Captain Leeway and his ragtag crew as they uncover the enigmatic menace threatening the Great Sea. Equip and upgrade your crew for turn-based gunfights packed with ricochet action and engage in real-time naval combat. Get ready to aim, plot, and plunder in this uproarious Steam bot adventure. Kind of surprised SteamWorld Heist is getting a sequel. I thought the first one didn't really do that well, but whatever. It's fine. I know it was good, but I thought they would have done SteamWorld Dig 3 by now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's the one. So, well, guys, it's time for question block. We have 2 questions tonight. If you wanna write in, you can join our Discord. You look for the question thread on Twitter or on Patreon. Check it out. Sam Hall writes in via a YouTube comment. That's a rare one. Hello, gents. With the Switch coming to an end of its life cycle, what is one thing, anything you hope the next Nintendo's next console does that it currently doesn't, or that one thing you would fix? Give me a D-pad on the Joy-Cons. How about that?
Yeah.
That's one. I know. Andre, you have the great Hori split pad that has one.
I do. Yeah. I have the Hori split pad, and it's been phenomenal to have an actual like pad instead of just buttons. It makes certain games fun.
That's like 80% of the reason why I have a Switch Lite.
No, that makes sense. What's
this is gonna set?
Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh no, I was gonna say this is gonna set Ed on a tangent, but I want college football on the Switch. I know how he feels about EA on the Switch, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I just want college football on the Switch.
I want
fine.
I want Madden on the Switch really bad. I said if Madden was on the Switch, I would be 1,000 more times likely to play it because I play 2K on the Switch, NBA 2K on the Switch, which is not amazing, but it's
NHL on the Switch would be fine.
That's all EA.
Get them all on
EA. For me, I want a shopping cart for the eShop. Like I want to be able to put in 20, 30 some games, whether they're on sale or not, and like do one full purchase because I can do it on Xbox. Sometimes I can do it on PlayStation. But I want that to be on Switch. Like I want to be putting games in and then buy them, and then if they want to do auto load, they can. Because it doesn't really take a long time for games to load on Nintendo consoles. So, but we'll see what happens with the successor, how long it's going to take or stuff. But like.
Well, Ed, you know how amazing Nintendo's online and their store functionality is. So I'm shocked that
the eShop is the fastest thing I've ever seen. Thumbs up.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I would just like to be able to turn the eShop on and like the games load within 2 minutes. Just the picture of the games.
Yeah.
Look, I'll still take the eShop over Xbox and PlayStation. I'm sorry.
Whoa, the Xbox store is so much better.
That's a take.
No, it's not even.
You got to go do 16 screens just to even find a demo for the Xbox to get a game.
You can still get there faster before the eShop loads.
I guarantee you can get there. I get confused with on the Xbox's home screen. I could definitely find it way faster than just on the Switch. By the time the Switch loads it up,
I can't. It's not bad. Xbox takes a long time too.
Can we just agree that all the stores are bad except for Steam, and I don't even play PC games?
I can agree with that.
Steam is a great thing. The one thing I would fix is the size of the Joy-Cons, because I have big hands and holding like. So I have the this is not sponsored ad at all. I have the Zen Grip Ronin by Satisfy, and I'll try and so
I gotta get me one.
It's dude, it has changed the way I game on my Switch, but without it, I'm sure if you have a Switch, you can't really hold and play for that long. I'll be very honest. Like I maybe would go an hour and then have to stop and like massage my hands. So if they could just do what like the Steam Deck has done, or like the Rogue Ally or the Hori split pad, just make like a thicker Joy-Con, I'd be set.
Yeah, I agree. I also have
Or,
bigger
like-
hands, and I can't
or
play for more than
even
an
if they even if they keep the same concept but make like small, medium, and large Joy-Cons, I'd be cool with that.
Or even
I'd be
like
cool with it.
even like attachments that would like, because remember the for the Wii, the original classic controller didn't have the like the handles on it. It was like the Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
And then they came out with classic controllers that had the
Yeah.
traditional kind of hand grips on it. But then they
Yeah.
also made cases for the original ones that had
Mhm.
handles for
Mhm.
it. So like, give us that.
And like,
Yes.
I know you can buy like, again, the Hori split pad and everything, but it would just be cool is that if you're buying a pair of Joy-Cons, it's like what size, small, medium, or large. I don't know. I just want like a girthier
Yeah.
Joy-Con, so I'm not having to stop and like massage my cramped hands because I'm like this. I feel like a T-Rex playing my
I'm so
Switch.
good with the 60 Pro controller. Like, just
Yeah.
love that controller.
The Pro
The
controller is
controller-
good.
Which
long as it-
Nintendo?
fine.
I will say this: since you got good graces and good business with Microsoft, I would like to see Series X controllers to be used for your product.
Oh,
If
I
that
would
was if that was like a portal for that to happen, I would be down for that.
Here's
Not bad.
the other thing. Put a headphone jack in your controller.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know?
okay.
I mean, like,
yeah.
I just there's sometimes I just want to listen to the game without having my TV on because my kids are sleeping, or like, maybe my wife is sleeping or doing something
but
else.
then I
and
think people will complain about that.
good.
It's not
Let them
wireless.
complain because they've already complained about them not putting a headphone jack in the controller.
Mhm.
So
Just
And-
sit
Which
right
they
next to your
complained that they
Dr.
was
Wish.
late for doing Bluetooth wireless headphones.
look, man,
Austin. Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Andre.
I was Did you say you were thinking about buying that grip that I talked about?
See, I've been thinking about getting a grip, and then I'm like, no, I'll just wait till the new Switch comes out, and then here we
That's
are 2
fair.
years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only complaint I have, so like the Hori split pads are good. The only complaint is that like because I have the Tears of the Kingdom Switch, so I like the theme and colors of my normal Joy-Cons. So with the grip I have, I can still have my Switch like as a whole, and I can still see everything and still enjoy my Joy-Cons. But with the Hori, it's either two Pokemon ones, or the color I have is like on the front it's like a cream white, and then on the back it's like a lime green. So it's like it's kind of cool. But if you have special edition Joy-Cons, you kind of lose seeing them, right? And like you paid a lot for them, so it's like there's pros and cons. But the grip I have, it has changed how long I can sit on my couch or wherever and play my Switch and lose track of time until it dies, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to go charge it, because like it's so comfy. I can play for hours. Again, like this is not an ad. I'm just saying for my own personal use, a grip has really changed the way how long I play my Switch.
Yeah, I definitely want to. It's just been like I still have my day one Switch, day one Joy-Cons. Like I've never
No
bought
stick
another-
drift.
No stick drift. Like
That's
same ones. I've kept them this whole time.
crazy. Wow.
So I'm just like, I just gotta keep it as it is. I just gotta keep going
Just
until
ride
the
that
Switch
thing
2
until it
comes out.
explodes on you.
Yeah. Well, it gets very hot. I won't lie. It does get very hot. It definitely feels like a Note 10 or whatever those Galaxy phones that were blowing up in people's pockets. Like it's getting to that point. It's like, every time I turn the Switch store on, it's like, oh, is this the day? Is this the day?
This is how I go out. It's gonna blow up my hands.
I don't
So-
know if I want this for the Switch, but I want DS games so bad. If there's like a reusable film you could put over your screen, so you're not scratching your screen, but you could use it as like a DS screen, and then have your TV play the top screen. Like I would love that, but
Ooh,
okay. That's what I've always wanted. Is like, can we make the Switch like the Wii U gamepad, and we could play DS games? But the thing is, if you have a stylus and you scratch your screen, then you're like staring at it, and then it's like, I don't want to do that. So,
Well,
Go ahead, Corey.
What makes me mad is they could totally have DS games on the Switch because they make there are third-party companies that make vertical games. Bandai Namco makes vertical games. Like all their arcade classic games, you can turn the Switch vertical and play them that way. And like if you have like the flip grip or something, like that totally holds.
What would you do though if you have to use the touch screen, like if you had to use a stylus or something like that?
Just because companies, you can use like an Apple Pen or like a drawing, like any generic
touch pen
stylus you could probably use.
Right. Because you could touch stuff on the Switch with your fingers for some games.
I just didn't know if they could do it to where they like, if you're turning it vertically, you're only using the top or the bottom half of the screen. If there's a way you could cut in the middle to say this is the top, this is the bottom. I just
it'll just show up like show up like that on the screen.
Yeah, in the emulator they would probably be like, turn your Switch this way, Yeah.
And they could even like make a grip. Say if you're like holding it, or you have to put your Switch in that way, and you hold it like this, and then it's like, and then it's like gameplay, and then the second screen.
Right, and what they could do for games, and I think if they have games where you need to take the top part and put it down, like you close in the shell, I think you could just do your stylus, pull it down, and then put it up, and or like I think they could work some magic.
Or what they could do, just remaster all the DS games that are good in 3DS games and say, screw you, pay us $60, just like you did for Luigi's Mansion 2. And
that is 1 million
returns, and I'm in.
And the other DS games that they ported over, and be like, haha,
pay
us money.
That's insane.
And we'll be like, okay.
Luigi's Mansion 2 hit 1 million in sales. I'm like,
that and Paper Mario did, which I'm not surprised.
I just can't do it.
I thought Paper Mario would do more.
Man, Luigi's Mansion 2 is the best one.
I know, but I've already played it, and I'm like, I don't want to pay $60 again for it to be on Switch.
If you've already played it, like I don't have the 3DS version anymore, so I bought it for Switch, and I'm totally satisfied with having the HD version I can play on my TV, because I like the Switch because it's convenient that you can take it with you and play on the go, but I prefer console games, right? And so that's why the Switch is so appealing for me, is like, oh, well, I'm technically playing a console game, but I can just lay here in bed, and play this, and then I can just throw it on my TV when I get, and that's what's so appealing about like the Steam Deck and this future Xbox.
Do you have one?
No, I don't have any sort of. I only have the Switch.
Okay.
In terms of handheld stuff, I'm waiting for the rumored Xbox One.
Oh, interesting.
The PlayStation handheld rumors are getting more and more, and I'm just like, please, give us another chance.
Whichever one of those,
bring it like the Vita back.
Look, if
they revive the Vita, they win. They win.
That's what everybody wants.
They win.
Yeah.
That's what everybody wants. Like,
if I can just play, PS4 ready games, whatever's on PS5 now is pretty much on PS4. If I can play those games on a handheld, I'm set.
I still have my old school blue Vita. They revived the Vita. They win. They will win. I'm just gonna say that they will win.
It's all about
they have to change the memory card.
It's all about there won't be a memory card. There'll be an SSD in there.
If they bring out a memory card, it's dead. DOA. It's done.
I think it'll have an SSD in there with an expandable, like with an like a micro SD or whatever, the same way that the ROG Ally does. But
that's what I'm thinking of, something like that. It's just that when the Vita came out, it had that special memory card that you had to get.
That was
you could
more
barely
than
find.
The console itself. Yeah.
But
I think I think Xbox needs to do something different, right? Because their console sales are in the toilet. Not that that's their main focus. We've talked about that a million times. I don't need to talk about it again. But like, in order for them to get back into good graces with like the Xbox fan base in general, they need to have that handheld as a second SKU, right? And then PlayStation, obviously, like having a handheld that pairs with the PlayStation 5 is going to be, you know, it'll be an incredible experience for people who love that ecosystem.
And not the Portal, because the Portal, in my opinion, is just stupid.
People are enjoying it though.
See,
I would get a Portal if I didn't have hope that we might get an actual handheld.
same.
Like right now when football season's coming up, like I usually read a book. That's when I get most of my book reading done, because I'll be watching football and I'll be like, or even sometimes I'll play the Switch. I'll start playing Switch games, but man, if I had a PlayStation Portal, I could play whatever game I play Far Cry 6 missions while I'm watching football. That'd be perfect.
Yeah. If I get some
Love it.
Destiny strikes done while I'm watching, football and
Right?
TV,
Right?
Yes.
if Destiny exists by the time football season rolls around. Oh, too soon.
Very true.
What's the next question?
What, you're tired of talking about football there, Andre? Do they not have they don't have that?
I
They
can
put
talk
that-
about football.
They put that goalpost in front of the end zone up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
We can talk about hockey. I'm down for hockey too. Let's go.
You want to talk about Canucks, the greatest team in NHL history?
Actually, no, I hate the Canucks. They knocked my Predators out of the playoffs. So
Aha!
screw the Canucks.
Oh man. The one true James via Discord asks, what is your wish list for Mario and Luigi Brothership?
That
Mm,
link shows up.
I just want it to be good, man.
That link shows
Two-
up. No, I'm just kidding.
Two things. I would love the move from Dream Team where you can just make a ball Luigi's and just roll it. Like, I love that move from Dream Team. So I would love that to come back. Second of all, get rid of Bowser. Don't make him the final boss. Bring back Wart. Wart, final boss.
Wart,
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, wow.
Who's
That'd
Wart?
be interesting.
The
He was the final boss in the American version of Super Mario Brothers 2. He's the frog that you gotta fight him with vegetables.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bring back Wart.
Justice for Wart.
Yeah.
There's got to be, man. There's got to be some sort of ownership rights over Wart, right? Like Fuji probably still owns Wart at in some capacity, right? But then they keep releasing Mario 2 on virtual console and NSO, and so I'm like,
It's like,
I
going
thought
on?
Wart was a Nintendo. I thought Wart was a Nintendo character. I thought Nintendo owned all of that.
I don't know, man. Nobody knows. Who's to say? There's no way to find
it's
out.
it's like with the backyard games. I'm like, I think Atari owns them now, but I'm not entirely sure who owns this anymore. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much stuff that just lost. But
Because
yeah,
like
Wart.
Shy Guys are in a lot of Mario games. After
I know,
Mario
and
2,
Birdo.
so.
Shy Guy,
and-
Birdo.
Right now.
I just want the hopefully the writing is still funny as ever. Like the comedy in that game, that's what I wish for. Just like give me some good Fallout moments
Mhm,
of laughter.
mhm.
I just want the game to be good. After coming off the coattails of 1,000-Year Door,
Mhm.
which I loved, absolutely loved. I just want the game to be good.
Yeah, just leave Paper Mario out of it, but give us some more interesting partner characters. I wouldn't mind some cool party characters.
I want to cut a splash on Switch so bad.
It's so funny during our Paper Mario book club, Celeste brought up Color Splash like 3 separate times, and I was like, man, you should talk to Ed about that. Ed loves Color Splash.
It's so good. I mean, like literally, that game looks beautiful on Wii U, and it's funny. That game is really good. It just didn't get the love from a lot of people because they.
My,
I don't think
The
the
problem-
system got a love from a lot of people.
my brother
No, well,
loves
it's
that
not-
game. He's one of the few
it's-
people that love Wii U though.
I love
It's-
my
it's
Wii U.
not
Mine's
so
still
much
hooked up
about-
over here.
It's not so much about the system. It's that when it comes to the Paper Mario series.
Oh my god, he has one.
Yeah, when it comes to the Paper Mario series, so many people was comparing it and just like if this doesn't equal to Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door level, it's not good. That was a lot of people expectations that like they want a Paper Mario game that equals to 1,000-Year Door, and
That bar's
it's
pretty low.
never been like.
But it's funny that It's like, because I loved like Sticker Jar and Paper Jam and all these games, and then people were like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's not Thousand Year Door," and then when Thousand Year Door came out, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's not great." I'm like, "What? Y'all kept saying
I
it.
know.
It was the best one."
See, like I never played the OG one, so I went into
I
this
did.
game completely blind, and
Mhm.
I loved it. I was like, every beat, every character added some personality to the team. The story was good. The action, or yeah, the action was good. The comedy, it was like everything about it. To me, I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like when the game ended, I was kind of sad. I'm not gonna lie. I almost cried at the end. I was like, I don't
Dang.
want this game because like, especially the part where you're at like the end and you're saying bye to everyone, and then like Goombella goes and like sees everyone, and she's like just kind of catching up. I was like, man, like,
Kind
it
of
was,
thirsting
yeah,
over
it was just,
Mario.
huh?
Kind of thirsting over Mario a little bit.
Yeah, that too. But just like, I just built like a connection with all the party members, and I used them all at proper times. It was a fun game. It was a fun game, and I had a
What
lot
color
of
Yoshi
fun.
did you get?
I got green. I didn't know you could get any other color. I've been seeing people online get like pink, red, blue, orange, black. I'm like, what?
I
I'm
got
like,
blue.
how?
Yeah.
Do you have to
Is
do
it just
something, or is it
random?
just like,
It's
yeah?
it's during that kind of the part where you kind of get Yoshi. You just have to take your time and do certain things in a certain order, and like the longer the process takes, the longer it takes. Yoshi changes colors during the process, and so the quicker you do it, so like if you do it the fastest, you get green, and I think
I
black Yoshi is like the longest. So like
Oh, see, that's the one I would go for too. I always play as
Yeah,
Black
if
Yoshi
I
or
had
Black
known
Shy
that,
Guy.
I would have definitely. But yeah, like every character added some personality, like I said, and I use every character at a certain point when needed. But yeah, it was a fun game. I'm not putting the bar that €1,000 door set beside Brothership. I just hope Brothership's a good game, and that's it.
mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for questions. That's it for the show. We did it.
We did
Nailed it.
guys.
Yeah.
We got a short show. Sorry it was so short, everybody.
Sorry, guys. All right.
Well,
No side tangents at all.
No.
before we go, Austin, where can people find you?
You can find me at PlayStation. It's like PlayStation, but with my name in it. So you can find me Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I don't post very much, but come find me there. Add me on PlayStation. Add me on Switch. Play games. Let's go.
Come talk to him on Discord at the Boss Rush.
Oh yeah,
Discord.
I'm on Discord too. I be in there chilling.
Yes.
Every now and then pop in, see what's up. So join the Discord.
And Andre, where can people find you?
I've gone on like a bit of a cleaning spree on Twitter. I'm trying to be a bit more active on Twitter, so you can find me on Twitter. I'm also in the Boss Rush Discord. I'm really active on Threads. I don't know if anyone here is a Thread guy or a Threadling, but I use Threads a lot. I just think it's a really cool platform. Everyone's super optimistic, but I have been grinding YouTube like a maniac lately. I've basically done a whole revamp where I'm just like all in on Nintendo stuff. So like news, games, trailer breakdown, everything. I try and post shorts almost every day. I try and get a YouTube video out once a week. I'm gonna be, I think after this, working on the one I have for Monday, and it's about why certain games shouldn't be on the Switch. So stay tuned for that one. But yeah, you can if you want to subscribe, you can, or if you just want to leave a comment, that would be super appreciated. But yeah, Andre Wilson at YouTube, as well as Threads, Instagram, and Twitter. So it's ANNDRE_WILSON, and that is everything: Threads, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. So you can find me there.
All right. I want to thank you guys for joining us. And everybody, thanks for listening and watching Nintendo Pow Block, which is part of the Boss Rush Network. If you enjoyed our discussions, please do subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast application. You can support us over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Woo-hoo!
Goodbye. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.